up, everybody? Welcome to Andrew Schulz's Flagrant 2 No Easy Buckets. I am Andrew Schulz's Akaash Singh.
I am Andrew Schulz's Real Life Kaz.
I'm Andrew Schulz's Alexx Media.
And I'm Andrew Schulz's Andrew Schulz. And, we're just here, on the Andrew Schulz platform, ready to, spit some hot takes. Akaash, do you have any hot takes about the...
Yeah, Andrew Schulz's Akaash Singh has some hot takes.
Thank you for clarifying.
Permission to speak. Permission to speak.
Permission granted.
Andrew Schulz's Real Life Kaz also has some things to put out today, so thank you. That's all. Thank you for granting me the permission to speak.
Andrew Schulz's Alexx Media. How was your weekend? Was everything good?
Andrew Schulz's Alexx Media had a great weekend with Andrew Schulz.
You know what's funny is it kind of was Andrew Schulz's weekend that you were on.
Well, Andrew Schulz's had an amazing weekend with Andrew Schulz's Alexx Media. So I'm just so glad that we can all be on the same page, man. Like, what an amazing weekend of content, right?
Amazing.
A whole bunch.
Amazing.
Did you see Andrew Schulz's The Avengers game?
What was better, that or Andrew Schulz's Game of Thrones?
Andrew Schulz's Game of Thrones comes pretty close, but Andrew Schulz's Avengers Endgame.
Andrew Schulz's Endgame was way better.
Way better.
Better. Come on. I would almost say that Game of Thrones was so bad it wasn't even Andrew Schulz's. Oh God. Okay. We could do this the whole episode, but we got so much shit to cover. I want to quickly acknowledge, or we want to quickly acknowledge the name change.
No, Andrew Schulz wants to quickly acknowledge the name change. It's only right on Andrew Schulz's Flagrant too.
Okay. So basically what happens is this. I'll tell you very quickly what's going on. You couldn't search for our podcast via our names at all. So if you typed in our names on any podcast at the iTunes podcast app, they didn't come up, which was a huge problem, especially since a lot of people have been searching my name recently on YouTube with certain videos going viral, etc. And we wanted to capitalize on that. So we had a discussion together, okay? The discussion was called the Andrew Schulz's discussion.
we met at Andrew Schulz's Gila's
Pret a Manger. We met at Andrew Schulz's Pret a Manger.
You're right.
Okay?
So
presented by Andrew Schulz, and we had a discussion, and then the idea was this: we put basically what goes on is this: when Loudspeakers, the company that presents this. I guess this is Andrew Schulz's Loudspeakers presents Andrew Schulz's Flagrant 2. They have an iTunes account, and their name is locked to the iTunes account. And I figured this out when I tried to search for Charlemagne's name on iTunes, and Brilliant Idiots didn't even come up. Then I searched my name on iTunes, and Flagrant 2 or Brilliant Idiots didn't come up. And I was like, okay, this is quite peculiar and horrible business. So the iTunes account is already locked. The iTunes account cannot be changed. A bunch of podcasts come from this iTunes account. So the only way you can make your podcast searchable is either putting your name in every episode, which seemed a lot. I think we have really clever episode titles, or putting the names in the title of the podcast. And since currently I have the most searchable name, which is Andrew Schulz, if you guys didn't know,
Andrew Schulz presents Bing.
We thought that the best way to bring new eyes and new ears to the podcast was to put it in there. I may be a tyrant, but this was not a tyrannical act. This was
not.
Yeah,
yes.
and there was and shout out to everybody in the Discord who was adding me all week. Like, how are you guys gonna? You're just gonna let them change it up? I'm like, guys, like, even if you just plain common sense, you look at Andrew's YouTube pages, you see the stand-up comedy stuff doing millions of views, and then the Flagrant 2 stuff doing okay views, but not millions of views. I mean, hey, we all looked at each other, was like, it would be nice to do 1 million views on Flagrant 2. It'd be
Andrew
nice
Schulz's we really was like, we should have done this earlier. We should have got the Rogan bump. We the only motherfuckers who get the Rogan bump.
We were the
right?
only people that didn't benefit from the Rogan bump. Out of all of your, like...
Us and Andrew Schulz's Charlemagne are the only people that didn't benefit from the Rogan bump.
I mean, it was something that we all discussed. It wasn't something that we all just woke up to while we were looking at the podcast.
And it was uncomfortable for me, to be honest with you.
I know
when
I
sat down with you guys, it was...
Because initially, the first thing we said, like, initially we were both like, yeah, it's cool, but, like, you're going to look kind of crazy. Like, you're going to look like, like you're kind of sucking your own dick a little bit. So,
right.
like...
Right.
which you are.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Andrew Schulz can suck Andrew Schulz. But in all seriousness,
I've worked on internet and done blogs and websites for a while. Like SEO is like extremely important. So like if we're getting most of our traffic from iTunes and like you can't just Google Flagrant 2 or Akaash or any of us and like it don't pop up, that's an issue. So I mean like it was either do that and still do okay or make the change and
and try to capitalize and push.
Yeah.
And it was a conversation obviously we all had. And, usually I don't like to address these types of things because you can't address everything you hear. But it was important. I don't care if an opinion is taken a certain way on a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
I do mind if intent is taken away. And that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
I thought that there was a confusion about intent.
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome Andrew Schultz's Eden is back here. And thank you.
Did you bring Andrew Schultz's coffee?
No, he brought Andrew Schultz's Akaash Singh. Andrew Schultz's Gregory's coffee.
So the intent was very important for me to address, and obviously Kaz and Akaash and Alex and Eden understand, where I'm coming from.
He was the last person to sign off on the photo, actually. Andrew sent it to me, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't know. I'm not sold yet.
I wasn't, because I wanted it to be, I wanted to make sure that we could get the most out of this. Obviously, I'm having a moment right now. And if anybody's known me for the extent of my career, I will make sure that the people around me succeed. That is 100% fact. I mean, Akaash, I think you know that.
Yep.
Alex, you guys know that intimately. So the conversation we had was, listen, how do we capitalize on this? I want Flagrant to be the space. I want it to be the home for everything I do. I want Weekly for us all to come here, and I'd like to bring everybody that's watching these clips around the world to this and have this be the epicenter of flagrancy. And from that, you grow, you use that equity, and then you start to do projects for people. I mean, we're helping out with Cause and Effect. We're going to be doing Akaash's, a new project or special at the end of the year. And it basically gives me the bandwidth to do what I really do like doing, which is helping out my friends who I think are really talented. So,
and the more this grows, the better it is for all of us.
Absolutely, the rising tide, raises all ships. So.
The flagrancy spreads.
Yeah, the flagrancy spreads. So there it is. Acknowledge. Enjoy. The comments in the Discord. And
you still need to go on it.
I'm going to rename it.
Well played.
All right, let's get the show started, man.
Right,
We've had my Lord, by the way, this episode is brought to you by this episode. Look, that's how important this is, that we had to acknowledge this before we pay bills, y'all. You see that? Anyway,
before we paid Andrew Schultz's bills.
Yeah. this episode.
Oh, shit. All the bills could be Andrew Schultz's bills.
You know what? They have been for a while, to be honest with you.
That is true. I've been paying the bills. Nobody had a problem with that.
No. I was like, who rents this out? Oh, okay, right.
Who pays Alex? It was Andrew Schultz's flavor, too. Okay. Okay, listen, guys. If you've ever stopped at a railroad crossing, right, and the signals are flashing, and you don't see the train, or it looks like it's moving slow, and you're thinking maybe you could get across the tracks before the train comes, think about this. In 2018 alone, 270 people were killed at railroad crossings. 270 people. Stop. Trains can't. Okay? You got to stop. Do not cross. If you hear that chugga, 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 it's coming for you. You're not going to make it. You don't have that NFL 40 time. You got Kaz's 40 time. Kaz ran a 6-0.
Right.
We're going to talk about this.
We got witnesses here, so they can fucking tell you what happened.
We are going to talk about this.
This is about train safety, for God's sake.
All right, train safety.
I'm just saying,
God
we
damn
have
it.
to be careful. We have to make sure that we are not messing up and we are being safe when these trains are coming through, man. It's a big deal. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. All right? Do not cross if you hear that train, see that train, or even see the thing close. It's there for your safety. And I know you think you're young and spry and you got your fast twitch muscles. That's what Kaz thought too. Okay? You want to know what the Kaz and Effect was this week? Old age. That was the Kaz and Effect this week.
Finish the ad, all right? Because I got things to talk about. This is I got a lot to get off my chest.
Anyway, this has been brought to you by the NHTSA, and they want you to be out there and be careful and make sure that you don't get run over by a train. So just trust them, and things will. I mean, look, it is a disaster when that happens.
Yeah, of course.
An absolute disaster. And as we segue to another disaster, which is your combine, why don't you break down?
All right, let's break it down.
Exactly what happened.
All right, so last week Nike invited myself and a few other like media members from like wherever, like from all ESPN, Bleacher Report, or whatever, to do like a truncated version of like the rookie combine. Right,
Love it.
They had a 20-yard dash. Which
that you did in 6 seconds?
No. So this is the thing.
They double the time.
They double the time when you do it, right?
Bro, what are you, Hodor?
They had a 3-cone shuttle drill. They had a vertical jump, and they had a L shuttle drill, right? So let me show you how this shit is set up. And I think Eden has the
doubling the time is not fair.
Video.
That's not fair because it takes you a while to start up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
the last 20 is definitely faster than the first 20.
Way faster. Yeah.
Thank you, Akaash.
They basically just gave you your slowest time and then doubled it.
Basically.
If it makes you feel any better, it's not your 40 time, it's Andrew Schultz's.
Yeah. That's a good point.
All right, so this is the numbers, right?
7.9.
The vertical's not bad. It wasn't a running
24. You know that's a higher vertical than John Jones.
Really?
John Jones is like a 22-inch vertical.
Oh, well, yeah. That was my vertical just straight up without running and jumping. The short shuttle was all right. The short shuttle was good. The 3-cone drill I stumbled on, I think, right?
So flat feet, bro.
With the flat feet, right. So the 40 was this, right? So mind you, before I'm doing my 40, like Debo Samuel, Ndamukong Suh, like all these like guys, like either about to be first round picks or like all pro guys, watch me run. And Ndamukong Suh's looking at me like, oh, yo, dude, you can move. Like, yo, this is how you do. So he's like teaching me how to like this will all be on Revolt this week, by the way. So like he's like teaching me how to like run a proper 40, right?
Yeah.
So I do it, and mind you, the 40, like if you've ever been in the Nike gym, right?
Yeah.
They put a turf on the basketball court.
Okay.
There was maybe 2 feet of like hardwood floor and then just wall, right?
Oh.
So you have to slow down or else you're gonna smack right into the wall. And if you guys saw that video that went viral of Darren Ravel, like running his 40 this week. Yeah. It looked shitty like that.
Yeah.
So, mind you, this was a 20-yard dash that was doubled twice, and I had to slow down to avoid crashing into my face.
So your real time was like a 3.9.
No. Was it? I don't remember. I think I said
running 0.39, bro.
First off,
literally,
I've ran 40s before. Right?
What's your fastest 40?
The fastest 40 I ever ran was a 4.8.
That's pretty fucking good.
Which isn't bad, yeah.
Pretty fucking good.
And I've done it for Nike Football Society too. So here's the actual
Hold on, it's
video.
40 yards.
40 yards, yeah. What do you?
I'm trying to think what I could run that in.
All right, so let me.
Second a yard.
Slowest of the three.
Can we play
1
the
second
video?
a yard? No, 10 yards a second.
10 yards a
okay.
second, yeah.
10 yards in 1 second.
4.19 is the fastest I think I've ever heard of.
So in this video, they have like a
for
tracker.
40-yard dash.
Yeah.
They have a tracker of John Ross's 40, so it compares you to his 40.
Ever, yeah.
Which is like a 4.2 or some shit like that, right?
You ever heard the Dion story?
Yeah, just give me.
So mind you, first off,
less than that guy.
All right, pause right here. Pause right here.
This is you?
Yeah, this is me.
They didn't have lotion?
Fuck you.
Son, your elbow looks like a volcano, bro. What the hell is going on?
It looks like your foot, fam.
Bro, that shit is crazy.
It was early as fuck in the morning.
Was
it? Yeah, it was like 9:30.
That's how you know them shits are hooves.
All right, so play it, right?
Did they just remove a horn?
So they shoot it from mad angles to make it look like a 40, but it's really 20 yards.
Okay.
And there's the wall right there. So
that's a lot of space.
That's like 30
that's
feet.
That's a lot of space. Bro, you wildin'. That's a lot of space.
That's too much space.
There's hardwood right there. I'm running in cleats.
There's a lot of explanation for, look, man, it's 20-yard dash.
Oh, that's the wall.
Okay.
That's the wall.
Oh,
exactly.
we thought the wall was on the other side.
No.
There's a window.
Yeah.
Let's clarify. There's a window that happens a couple feet after the
And mind you, I've
turf.
seen a good 10 people crash into that fence already. So I'm like,
right.
There's no way I'm going to be the 11th. So I stop here because there's a whole basketball court here. And I've seen people get their cleats stuck in there, slam their foot. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm not running my fastest. I'm going to slow down around like the 15, 20.
That's fine.
And then turn it to a 6 point.
All right, let's watch it one more time and just look at your thing. Look at that. Look at that elbow. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Just piercing through the wind. Look at it. It's not bad.
It takes you a little bit to start up, too.
Yeah.
But I'm moving. And
that's why it's more unfair that you got a 20-yard dash.
Thank you.
Because you kind of...
I'm like
You're
a
lumbering.
Fucking,
Yeah.
You're more lumbering.
Like I don't have a quick start, but once I get going, I can move. But
Right.
yeah.
It's not even long enough for us to make fun of. I really wanted it to be way longer, but it's just a
I'm
second.
trying to explain
Yeah,
to people. I was like, yo, like it's
Do you
not,
have lotion in your hand, Alex? Can you pass me that lotion?
you go.
Thanks.
That's a good catch.
It was really a throw. It was a throw. It was a throw, though.
That was a good catch. That was a good catch. He
Let's go.
overhand caught
Take
that.
out that bow, bro. Take out that elbow,
First
bro.
off, I got a long sleeve on, bro. This is the whole point.
I'm sure it's cut a hole through the elbow part by now. Just rub it directly on, dude. Look at that!
God
Whoa,
damn,
it's fucking
bro.
dragon scale. What is it called?
Yo, it's dragon glass.
No,
dog.
not dragon
dragon
glass.
scale.
Oh shit.
First off, it's
dragon
not even
scale.
that ashy today, bro. Like
What?
that looked ashy. This ain't that ashy.
Yeah, that's pretty ashy.
It's
bro.
not that
That's
ashy,
breaking
bro.
up, bro.
You don't know ash.
I see waves.
You don't know.
Your elbow got waves.
You don't know how ash works, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. I just flake out. Who's that right there?
That's John
Ross.
Ross. He ran the fastest 40.
Yo, so the Dion story.
Okay, yeah.
He stretches a little bit, shows up the combine, stretches a little bit,
takes him
runs
out
like a
also.
warm-up lap, then runs his 40,
Yeah.
and then doesn't stop running, just runs out of the tunnel, and then doesn't participate in any more drills.
Hilarious.
Because he just knew that it's going to be that fast.
Well,
I thought that the Dion story I heard was he showed up and then they go, "Do you want to run the 40?" And he goes, "Who had the fastest time?" And then he goes, "Give me a tenth of a second lower than him."
I heard that he ran the 40 and that's it. Like
it's
just
the
ran the
best.
40, didn't stop running, kept going out of the tunnel and then left.
Yeah.
It is a different thing. To like raw speed is a different thing because. And we had this conversation. I forget, maybe it was on Brilliant Idiots, but like
Yeah.
everybody has run before.
Yeah.
So when you're the fastest runner,
It's insane.
you're literally the fastest person. We don't know who the best basketball player is. We know
No.
who the best person who's ever had the opportunity to play basketball, right?
Everybody runs.
Everybody has run. Every man, every woman. Unequivocally, Usain Bolt is the fastest human
Yeah.
on the planet. That is fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really cool.
And
Yeah,
that's,
but
it's kind of like
he
that's kind of how I
practices.
feel about.
Say what?
He practices. Like,
What I'm saying is that running is so, I think ubiquitous is the term,
Yeah.
that if you have intense speed, someone will find you, no matter where you are in the world. You
Yeah.
could be in some Siberian village, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, he's pretty fast." You'll enter some tournament, and eventually they'll be like, "Oh, this guy's fast. Let's train him." You don't
Gotcha,
miss
gotcha,
out on the best runner.
Yeah.
They
Is that
find
the first
7-foot
sport?
Africans all the time.
Running got to be the
Is
first
running
one.
the first sport?
Hell
Gotta
yeah!
Running or fighting, right?
Well, you ran to the fight or away,
Or away, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and humans were probably running away from a lot of shit.
Facts.
True, yeah.
I mean, those were the humans that stay
why-
alive.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's
Yep.
probably the first thing we learned how to do. Like there was dinosaurs running around. Shit, it was like
We
I don't know
out?
if there's dinosaurs.
The
but-
Neanderthal-
with the
I watched too
Christian
much
calendar.
Jurassic I don't know about that shit, but yeah, no, like it's this shit looks terrible.
Yeah, you got a little squat going
Yes,
on,
that
but the
started
end is
it's a
strong.
little side to side, but also your strides are mad long.
Yeah, I got
So you
long
good.
legs, bro.
Yeah, you good.
The
should've-
end is
should've
strong.
shopped, yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we just wanted to make sure that we addressed your trash ass running. We had a.
But look at the assessment though. In line with many pro athletes, work on maintaining speed and tighter turns.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
they got to be comparing you against other Bleacher Report dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, what kind
they
of
had like a
athlete-
leaderboard the whole time, and I was like in the top 3. I was like, yeah, I'm killing. Then I'm looking around. I'm like,
What kind of
it's not
athlete
much
though?
though.
That's the question.
There was like some legit athletes in there though. Like
No,
three or
that they're comparing you with.
Oh, I don't know. Fuck. I'm a big dude, bro. I stood next to Dominican Sue. I was like, oh shit, like you're kind of. He's like, yeah, you big boy, like same size. That's a big motherfucker for the NFL.
You didn't think that he was bigger than you. You didn't think that he was
I
like.
thought he'd be bigger than me. Like I thought,
But he wasn't that much bigger.
Nah, like
Really?
he was a little bit more cut, but like we're same height and like size and shit.
Huh.
Yeah,
How much do you weigh?
There's a picture of my. I'm 240, 245.
Ah.
But-
how much is Sue? Sue 60?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
But no,
Why
there's
you
a picture of us
laughing?
on my
He said
Instagram. Like,
260.
Oh no, 260.
260,
I really meant
280
it.
yeah.
I mean, he's considerably bigger, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But he's not. He didn't like. I thought he'd be.
Yeah, he thought he'd dwarf you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not crazy. He's just wider than you.
Yeah. But he's like you could see like pause. You could see like through his shirt. I'm like, nah, this motherfucker's like cut up.
Yeah.
Like I don't look like that.
He also you flexing, and he's
I'm
in a
not
very
flexing.
meek pose.
He's at
That's-
full relax.
He's flexing. That's a flex right there.
Hey, bro, you don't gotta be jelly, man.
I'm a little
Yeah.
jealous.
You know what I mean? You really don't gotta be
I'm a little
jelly
jelly.
right now, bro. This guy's a professional. What is he? A lineman, right? D lineman.
The defensive element. Yeah, defensive
End,
end,
right?
Yeah. One of the best to ever do it. without like the whole stepping on people shit. But.
That motherfucker loves. He loves.
He
to
ain't one of
just
the best to
injure
ever
people.
do it. He good. He was real good for a few years.
He won a couple All Pro. He went to a couple Pro Bowls. No,
Yeah,
he went to a
Pro
Super
Bowls
Bowl.
ain't the best to ever do it.
He went to a Super Bowl.
Damn,
he was
so
a
you
top. He
just
was a top
shitting
3
all
pick.
over Kaz's
John Wall,
boy.
one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
All right, he's like John Wall level.
Yeah. He's John Wall level. He's good as fuck.
He's good as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm about to get caught up.
I just felt like as a sports person, I couldn't let you get away with it.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
one of the
like,
best ever- but he's a beast. That's
He's a
the point.
beast.
He's
Like
a beast.
I've been hearing about Sue since like college for like over a
Yeah,
decade
he's a
now.
fucking
So
monster in college.
when you just think defensive ends, there was like 5 or 6 people you think of,
Yeah.
and he's one of them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
fuck it.
How do you spell his name? Don't look at it.
Oh fuck.
I know how to spell it.
Go.
NDUMONKONG.
Wrong.
SUH.
Stop looking, son. I was gonna have a spell off.
Oh fuck.
Oh, I
Okay.
was close.
Go.
I think it's NDA.
Yep.
NDAMAN.
You got a pen and paper. That don't count.
No,
No,
I'm not-
don't look.
No, I'm not looking. I'm
You
not
can
gonna
spell
write.
it. Yeah.
No, I don't write. NDAMANK.
Wrong, you fucking fake ass Indian. Can't spell
I was
shit.
closest. I missed the.
Mukong.
Yeah, that's
It's yeah.
it's Damakung.
I'll spell it. You want me to spell it?
No.
You're looking fucking dead at it.
Ready? Here it is. I got you.
All right.
ANDREWSCHULZ apostrophe S and Dominic too.
Motherfucker.
All right, man. Outside of obviously Avengers Endgame, we're not talking about it. Game of Thrones, we're not talking about it. Y'all can tap into Western Bros for all that good shit.
Yeah.
I also haven't seen Endgame.
I want to talk about. Yeah, I don't know how you went this whole weekend without.
You got to
seeing
see it, man. It's fucking fantastic.
dog.
It's really good. We're not gonna ruin any of it. But we've had a pretty amazing weekend of content.
It's been amazing.
Oh, it's been so good.
From the draft.
it's
Even the
been
draft
so
is
good.
interesting. The NFL draft is never interesting.
The draft is interesting. Let's get into some basketball.
Let's get to
I
it.
want to talk about we're seeing playoff Kyrie and playoff Kawhi and
Playoff
Playoff
James Harden.
Playoff
KD.
Kyrie. What's up?
And playoff KD.
playoff KD
yeah.
and playoff James Harden. And I think this is very
Let's not just
interesting
breeze
to
through-
start about because playoff Kyrie and regular season Kyrie is the inverse of playoff James Harden and regular season James Harden.
Okay.
So playoff Kyrie is locked in, hungry, getting at it. Pull him out in the fourth because the game's already over. Playoff James Harden is
It's like Kaz's 40.
pathetic. Yeah. Do we want to talk about Kyrie first or
I was
Harden
about
first?
to say, like, I love how y'all just
Kyrie
breeze through
first.
Kyrie.
Give
being
him
like,
his little
y'all just
Kyrie.
gave him all these attributes, right? But like all year, all you were
He
saying
deserved
is,
it all year.
All you were saying is you don't want
Diva.
him to leave
I'm
your
still not
team.
sold.
Yeah, how are you still not sold?
This is a team that already
They haven't
made it to
lost-
the conference finals last year, and the
Without-
only reason they didn't go to the finals is because LeBron in Game 7.
Okay,
Only
but-
reason. So we're acting like he carrying the fucking team.
Guys.
I picked them to beat Milwaukee on
Okay.
Wednesday.
He's
Okay,
not
but
carrying the
they
team,
haven't lost the
but
game.
this is
They
the
haven't
thing.
lost the game.
He's not carrying them, but he is
Kyrie
doing
disrespect.
exceptionally. He's playing exceptionally well.
I think-
and I'll always be objective when it comes to players. I don't think that any of my criticisms about Kyrie have had to do with his play outside of defense. All of my criticisms of Kyrie have had to do with him as a teammate. There's no question whether he could get buckets. I don't think there's anybody in the league that can stop him, and I think he's one of the most fierce scorers in the history of the game. Right?
I agree with all that.
It's incredibly clear he's locked in. One and two. This is a thing that is incredibly clear: that Jason Tatum is being the beta. And the issues earlier this season was Jason was not about to give up that alpha. And Jason Tatum has tucked his fucking tail between his legs and decide to take it in his ass for the entire playoffs by Big Daddy Kyrie Irving. I don't even know where Jason was. I was watching this game like, does he play on the team anymore?
I don't think it's he's tucking his tail in. I just think like
It's not
you
the tail he's tucking
Kyrie
in.
is so locked in. Like he's just a force now. So it's like you either gonna get on that boat or you're gonna get ran over. And
I
Gordon
think
Hayward,
we're saying the same thing. Gordon Hayward
Hayward's starting
sucks.
to play well. He played well these last
playing
two
pretty
games.
well.
I was
well.
watching it's shell of himself.
He's played well. Jalen Brown's played well, but Tatum's just like been a ghost. this
I think
entire
we're saying the
series.
same thing.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we agree, right?
What I'm saying is with Kyrie, this series right here, especially the way they line up, is tailor made for Kyrie to go off. So
I'm the only one who picked them. Y'all picked Milwaukee, both y'all.
I still think,
and I'm not directing that at him as much as I am you. I never said Kyrie's bad. I said I don't like his attitude.
Yeah.
He's injury prone. He's not great at defense. He's ridiculous offensively. He does have a killer instinct. I would still rather have Dame for all the reasons I listed. I think Dame ain't great at
Kyrie
defense,
got a
but he's
chip.
better.
Kyrie got
What
a
are we
chip,
saying?
man.
Who is Dame's best player ever? Is it CJ McCollum that he's played with?
I guess
it's
so,
LaMarcus
yeah.
Aldridge, who the game passed by.
I understand
He
what you're
ain't
saying.
had no greatest ever top two
I
ever.
understand what you're saying, but when you're talking about just killer instinct between those two, I'm not talking about who's had a better team or who's been in better situations. Like Kyrie has had those moments too, but
Kyrie's
at
had
the finals.
Kyrie's had them too, and he's had really big moments.
Sure.
I don't think Akaash is knocking Kyrie as much as he's saying that he's uplifting Dame, and he's saying that there are certain things that are concerns about Kyrie, which are personality stuff, which I think we can all agree with.
I think that's where we're all agreeing.
I've never said he was bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's definitely personality
happens
driven.
a lot.
He is really good.
This is what happens a lot, I think, with players, right? It's like the second you lift another player up, right? The assumption is you're bringing the comparison player down. No. This is how truly good we think Dame Lillard is.
Right.
We are lifting him past Kyrie. Kyrie hasn't gone anywhere. Kyrie's still sitting in that 9 range out of 10 or whatever you mark him. We're just going, hey, Dame is 9.1.
And the reason I still stand by I wouldn't give him a max deal is because of attitude and injury prone.
And injury's huge with max deal.
Yeah.
That's just no.
And I'm a guy that my personal philosophy is I'm not giving out a lot of max deals. There's maybe 10 of those in the league that I'm like,
Well, you're
he's
gonna have
worth-
to.
Sure, you
You're
might
gonna
have
have
to.
to.
I would
Yeah.
rather
And
not.
that's a great point. That's a great point. Is like
because if I feel like I'm a max player, it don't matter what you think is the
Somebody
GM.
will pay. I would
but
rather not be that.
But furthermore, it's you need to sign someone, and there are 10 teams that need guys and 6 guys that are out there.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And when that market presents itself like that, all 6 are getting max, right?
Yeah.
In an ideal
And-
situation, let's say,
And
in
the
a
thing
vacuum,
is, if
I don't think Kyrie's a
you're
max
that
player.
GM that doesn't give Kyrie a max, one of those teams that already has a max player is going to be like, all right, we'll give you the max.
Exactly.
You come, we think you're a max player.
Exactly.
You don't got to be like, I think max players are on different tiers where it's like, you could be a max player and be the man like LeBron is, or you could be a max player like Jimmy Butler. Like you could be the man, but you'd be much better as alongside another max player.
It's no different than the real estate market. You know, a 1-bedroom in New York is $4,000.
Yeah.
A mansion in Alabama is $4,000
also.
right? But sometimes the market presents itself in a way where you're going to get a little bit less
And I would
for the
still
same
hesitate.
amount of money. It doesn't. So
Right.
the thing is, I know you're operating back in a vacuum, right? But it doesn't matter if you hesitate because someone else will be there.
Here's my other counterpoint.
Go.
I think if you give him a max,
Yeah.
and you got another guy that deserves a max, that's your fucking dog. I think those two are going to butt heads. And I think a guy that might be a little more compliant, which I think Dame would be. And again, not knocking Kyrie. My point is really we've underrated Dame. And I said this to Andrew when I watched the All-Star game. I saw Dame taking those logo threes.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do we not talk about this?
Yeah.
Right.
He's so fucking good.
And I think Kaz point out why we don't. We don't
Portland.
care about the late night games,
Yeah.
especially in
The
Portland.
late night games, there's the East Coast bias, and when you do watch those late night games, either the Lakers or the Warriors are getting.
And
those
there's way more
national
interesting
television games.
storylines on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's the
than
Lakers,
the
it's Hollywood,
Trailblazers, of
it's
course,
the
or Golden
Warriors,
State
it's
Warriors,
the-
or the Rockets. There's a
Yeah.
lot more going on there. But in this offseason, and you're not going to have that situation. What you will have the situation this offseason is Kemba and Kyrie. And I think that's a perfect example of what you're talking
Yes.
with, is Kemba's going to be more compliant because we've seen him be compliant
Yeah.
in Charlotte. Kyrie will not. And as a team,
Because of-
Kaz, you got to make the decision, right?
because of performances like he showed in the postseason.
Sure,
It's like, yeah, if you're
understandable.
Kyrie Irving,
But you got to make a decision as a GM, right? You got to go, okay, I have, let's say you're the Knicks. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, you're the Knicks. And let's say KD comes. This is all hypotheticals, right? You're a GM of the Knicks. Now, you want KD to be the man because he's been waiting to be the man.
Yeah.
Do you want a guy who's going to do some, I don't want to spoil Avengers, but do you want a guy who's going to, I think you know the scene I'm talking about at the end,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about, but do you want a guy who's going to question who the captain of the ship is?
Yeah.
Or do you want a guy who's going to go, hey, I'm first mate?
We all know who the captain is. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those of us who have seen Adventures know what I'm talking about. Not ruined anything.
And that's
This
what
is
I
just
said. What I say,
Yeah.
Pippen ability, Jordan mentality. Pippen is a fucking great player.
Of course.
But
he's
I want my
fantastic.
Pippen to have a Pippen mentality.
Wait for it. And one of the greatest things about Pippen is the lack of ego.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll play defense. I'll do whatever.
I'll do whatever it takes. So here's my question
But
for
here's
you,
my
Kaz.
thing.
Here's my question.
Okay, yeah.
You're Knicks GM.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to sign KD and Kyrie or KD and Kemba. What decision do you
KD
take?
and Kyrie, and I don't blink about it for
Okay,
a second.
give me the example.
I take Kyrie and KD because I feel like the reason why Kyrie acts the way he does is because he looks at everybody on Boston Celtics and he knows nobody's better than him. There's no way he could look KD in the eye and be like, "You're better than
He
me."
did
I
it to
think
LeBron.
he did it to LeBron. He can do it to KD.
He learned from LeBron.
That's
I think he's
the
learned.
risk you're taking. Maybe he did.
I think he's learned. I think he's learned his lesson. I think the one player on earth that he can't look at, like, I think he thinks he's better than Steph. I think he thinks he's better than Dame. I think he thinks he's better than Kemba. I think he's better than Harden. Any of these guys. I think Kevin Durant, and maybe to I hate to do the big brother thing, but for the fact that they were teammates, maybe LeBron James. KD and LeBron are the only two people he can't look dead in the eye and be like, "I'm better than you."
Okay.
Because he's not.
Can
And
I
think
make one thing?
Yeah.
So your knock on Kyrie was his attitude throughout the regular season.
Right.
You guys have been watching the playoff Kyrie, though. He's been up more than just about any teammate, congratulating
more.
everybody.
So one
like,
theory-
he's been super positive.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So it's like playoff, when it counts, you want that player on your team.
And
I want to ask you,
and if you're
Akaash.
watching-
I want to ask you real quick. You're a GM.
Yeah.
You have to put KD with Kemba or Kyrie.
I think I would do Kemba because of durability. And I think the ego thing. Even if I can concede maybe he would little brother to KD, I'd be uneasy about it, but I'm like, all right, he's definitively more skilled than Kemba.
Yeah.
But Kemba, I don't have nearly as many questions about him being available for all 82.
Is there a question? If you are a GM and you are sensitive to what KD has gone through, which is he's had point guards on his teams that have outshined him and have gotten their way over his way. Do you want to put him in yet another environment with a point guard who is going to want their way?
Absolutely.
You say yes.
Absolutely.
I'm uneasy about it, and again, with durability, I'd say no.
I'm not about to roll the dice on KD the solo act. He's never in his career not had an all-world point guard by his side.
If there's
even
any
they butt
time
heads.
KD has seemed ready to be a solo act in attitude and game,
It's
it's
now.
right now.
Yeah,
And my
and
thing
not
with
for nothing.
Kemba, real quick with Kemba, the thing about I don't think we've ever seen Kemba play with anybody good.
No, we never have.
Imagine
They've
what
been begging
happens.
to get Kemba some help for the past 5 years.
Let's think about what Kemba does when he's number one option and you know the double team's coming. Imagine what he's going to do when KD is
Yeah.
soaking up that whole half of the court.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right? Like the whole half is centered around KD. One quick swing over, Kemba becomes spot up shooter, which is knockdown.
Yeah.
He's knocked down off the dribble, so spot up, forget it.
Yeah.
Right? And he has ISO 1-on-1 against the second best defender on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Kemba's, like we were talking about max players, I think Kemba's in that B level
Of max. He's B-max.
guys.
Yeah.
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 Like Jimmy Butler.
It's called
like
the-
Tobias Harris.
It's called the white boy max.
The white
And
boy-
this is this is a real term in
Yeah.
the
Really?
So my boy was in the
So Gordon Hayward is the white boy max.
and Kevin Love started the white boy max. So it's when you get the max deal, but for 4 years instead of 5. And maybe that was an old CBA thing, but it was remember you could max out
remember you
5.
telling the story.
Yeah. And my boy was in the locker room one All-Star game, and he overheard the conversation, and they go up to Kev, and they're like, "All right, Kev, you got that max?" And he goes, a white boy max." So even he knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that. I
One
can see
potential
that.
point defending Kyrie, I think we talked about this on a Patreon episode
Yeah.
where he said he heard from Kobe that you need to be an irritant in the locker room. You need to test these guys. You need to push these guys.
Ooh.
So maybe it's possible he was doing that in the regular season. To
Bro.
Alex's point, yeah, it is possible.
Do what works.
I still don't fully buy it, and I still don't think they get by Toronto. I picked them to get by Milwaukee. I don't think Toronto, but that is possible that he was testing them all year. Then playoff time, he's like, all right, no more bullshit. Let's
So
go.
knowing all that, if it works, if the Kobe system works,
I flip.
and Kyrie
Yeah.
Flip
leads them
immediately.
to a championship.
Flip immediately.
leading to a championship will flip me.
Okay.
How about
And
this?
then
How
I
about
think it'd be
this?
stupid to leave.
Not even championship. You get to the finals.
Yeah.
If he takes them to the finals in a leadership role and continues this kind of positive energy off the bench and truly leading his team,
Yeah.
I can completely look at the regular season as a Kobe-esque experiment in keeping your team motivated instead of looking at it as a diva breaking apart the nucleus that was very healthy and young.
I mean,
in
you've been
Boston.
surprised. Like I hear stories about that all the time. Like, 82 games is a long fucking season. You have to stay motivated somehow. You see the Warriors. That's why everybody thinks they're so vulnerable right now. 82 games are so long. This is their fourth trip to the finals, fifth trip to the finals, possibly. Like, if you're taking that much time, like, you need to stay motivated somehow. And everybody said the Warriors are very easily that you can pick them off this year because they don't look motivated. They have defensive lapses. Stan Van Gundy's been saying this every single time you get them in front of a camera. He's like, they can be beat this year. They are not locked in. The people that locked them in aren't there anymore.
They had irritants. They had Draymond getting in KD's face.
David West, like all these guys that filled in those holes that they're showing this year. Like, yeah,
he's saying they had irritants this year. Like,
yeah,
Draymond was an irritant.
No, but I mean, like, a lot of the guys, they had more than Draymond before. They had what's his face, JaVale McGee.
He's agreeing with your
David
idea.
West.
You know, it's an interesting study.
Yeah.
I heard the study on the ticket. It studied, I think, specifically basketball dynasties.
Yeah.
And they looked at the one common trait that they all had, and it was actually a guy who was willing to do the dirty work, didn't need credit, was willing to call out teammates when they, no matter how big their name was, when they weren't doing right or like weren't doing right by the team, and willing to go at coaches. And they said that's the common. And I thought about who they were, probably.
David West, Udonis Haslam.
Iggy.
Iggy
is the guy.
Andre
I think
Iguodala.
Bruce Bowen for the Spurs. I know, like,
Tim Duncan, too.
Maybe.
Tim Duncan. And that was one of the beautiful things about the
his later
Spurs
years, 'cause he was
is
the
your
best player,
best
too.
player on the team was the one not only holding players accountable, but
Holding the coach
himself
didn't
accountable.
want credit.
Yeah.
And it was, for a fact, Derek Fisher with the Lakers. He was the one that he would defend Kobe to the other team when Kobe was right, and he would go at Kobe when the team was right. And he'd be like, yo, Kobe.
Did I ever
sit
tell
your
you
shit
that
down.
story about how Pop would yell at Tim Duncan in front of the players?
I think you might have. But
I feel like I've heard this somewhere. Unless
So
you said it.
Pop would rip Tim Duncan in front of the players.
Right.
And then afterwards, Pop and Tim Duncan would have convos like, was that cool? Everything was, it was completely set up. But the thing was, if the best player on the team and the best power forward ever is going to take criticism for the coach, who the fuck is Patty Mills?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Manu Ginobili? Who the fuck are these other
That's how you
players?
establish culture.
Absolutely.
Any franchise with culture, the head coach and the best player are always like that. They
So
go at
who
each
is
other
that
all the
now
time.
with the Spurs? Who does he come down on? It's not LaMarcus. They just started talking. It's not DeRozan. He's brand new.
DeMar sensitive. It's got to be like Deontay Murray got to get really good.
Yeah, I think
I
I
mean-
think it's just his point guards like Patty Mills, Deontay Murray,
Right.
what's his Derek White.
Before we talk about the end of
yeah.
that game, the Spurs Nuggets game, where didn't apparently no one knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
Did you read the article about the Spurs team dinners?
No.
It was
Tell
a
me.
big ESPN article. I wish I had taken more notes, but I just read it out of interest.
Yeah.
Since Pop has gotten there, he's been having these team dinners on road trips. Like most teams go back home immediately. He will always find a dinner. He's like a foodie and a big wine head, and like
Yeah, yeah.
he'll go to like a Michigan star rated diner, Michelin star,
Yeah, yeah.
Michigan.
The last thing you want is a
Yeah,
restaurant rated by
last thing you want-
Detroit.
Hey, we're going to Greek town.
Hey, this place has a roof. Let's eat.
But he thinks through everything. Like he thinks through the wine they're going to drink. Table size is 6 every time because he decided that's the optimum. That's as big as you can get. Where
Without
before
leaving
everything
people
starts
out.
to splinter
Yeah.
into multiple small conversations. He'll tip like $1,000 on a $400 bill. He pays for everything. Like this is a giant team building thing for him, and he's been doing it since he got here. And that people are thinking maybe that's why.
Oh,
the
dude,
Spurs
he's got it all locked down. There's a buddy of mine was out to drinks with. They were just at a restaurant together.
Right.
This is a place in Montreal called Joe Beef.
Okay.
Right.
You heard of this place?
No.
And they're at another table, and Pop is there, and they send a bottle of wine over to Pop, right?
Yeah.
And Pop rejects it. He goes, "No, you don't have to buy me a bottle. We're done drinking. We got an early flight. Don't worry about it." They say goodbye. They walk out, and then my buddy's table asks for the bill, and the waiter goes, "Oh no, it was taken care of by the guy with the white hair."
He's the beast, man. He's a beast.
Right?
dope. I
Like
can
just
see that
a
shit.
boss.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he doesn't let you buy him the bottle.
Yeah. He
and
pays
then
your bill.
Your whole bill.
Yeah.
That's so
Like
dope.
if you ever listen to him talk, like you could tell like he's one of those guys that's got life fucking figured out.
Yeah.
Like he never trips over any of this shit. Like he knows all this shit is fucking fleeting and being rich and being famous and
Yeah.
all that type of shit. Like it's Pop is one of those guys. Like we had conversations about like who would you want to like have a drink with or like just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like
Pop.
top of the list, him and like Barkley. like top 2.
Pop could be your father. Pop's everybody's pop.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
also seems like he'll have some
Barkley's
scotch with
your
you
uncle.
too,
Yeah.
like, you know. Like,
Everybody got an uncle like Barkley, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just no kids. Does
everybody
he have
got the
kids,
fucking
Barkley?
drunk. I don't
think
don't
so.
know.
He seems like your uncle that got no kids.
Yeah.
And that you look up to, like, you know what? Maybe I don't need kids. This motherfucker having fun.
Yeah, he's living life. Fuck.
Walking around pregnant.
Did y'all see the end of the Spurs game?
No.
I missed it. Fell asleep.
They are down 4
I did
with
see
like
this.
20
Yeah.
seconds left,
Yeah.
and then they just don't foul Denver. And then they get the ball back down 4 with 2
With
seconds left. or
1.8
something like that.
seconds
I guess
Okay.
because it was like too loud or something. They
Pop
said.
was saying it was so loud he couldn't hear that he was calling for a timeout.
And
or
Papa
foul.
ran out
But
on
yeah.
the court.
Oh,
At
did
one
he?
point. I did see
didn't
this.
that.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. The lack of situational awareness. I guess you get caught up in a game. I'm not an athlete, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Shocking
saying.
for the
You're a
Spurs.
player. You should know. Like that's
Like-
something. That's something you even discussed. It was off of a missed free throw or a free throw or something like that.
They brought the ball up.
It's some J.R.
Denver
Smith
brought the
shit.
ball.
Yeah, Denver
okay,
brought
so
the ball up.
they must have just hit a free throw, just got a bucket. Like that should be communicated. Like, yo, as soon as
Very
you get
rare.
the ball, foul.
Yeah.
Like, try
Very
and get
rare
the
for
steal
a
or
Spurs
foul. Yeah.
team
Yeah.
to have a mental lapse like this.
Yeah,
You
no-
could see certain teams that
their
don't have
first
a
year without
strong
the vets.
culture. Yeah, don't have a strong. I bet Lamarcus should know. Like there's certain guys on
No,
that
I
team
mean like
that
the
should know.
core. Like it's the first. It's their first.
And
it's
Tamar's
Pop's-
been in the playoffs for a while. They're guys that should know how much
You're
time
right.
is left, and it's just kind of shocking to see. But in a weird way, I'm okay with Denver getting by.
Yeah.
It was time for Denver.
Yeah.
It was
be
the
effective.
quintessential like
Yes.
matchup I wanted to see.
Because this
like,
matchup is going to be good.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
absolutely.
matchup, especially if my man, what's it called, the Turk can't play.
Cancer.
Because Enos might not be able to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, he fucked up his shoulder.
Jokic, what's his name?
Nobody's going to have a field day.
Jokic is nice, bro.
Jokic is a guy that we never talk about here. Like,
And we won't start now.
Let him get by Portland, and then he'll get mentioned as he loses in the next round.
No,
like,
but he's he's creative with the basketball. He's an amazing touch. But when he walks back or runs back on D, it is lumbering.
lumbering. Yeah. And if you ever see him
my
shoot,
God.
like I think every one of his threes go like 5 feet over the backboard and drop it.
It's unbelievable, dude.
I've never seen
He
those shit
runs like a
that.
toddler. If you
Yeah.
watch any Pampers commercial, there's the point where the kid is just running like that. That's how Jokic runs down the floor
And you ever-
and then drops dimes.
Yeah, like
just
I
dimes.
heard him like explaining, like he explains the game so simply. He was like, "Assist 2 people happy, you score 1 person happy. That's
Well,
why I do it."
That's
I
why
was
you.
like,
That's when you
Mr.
tell
Miyagi?
his
all
tell his
right.
dumbass that he's one, not Yoda. Okay. 2, when he scores, someone assisted on him.
Yeah.
So 2 people are still happy.
That's true.
Listen, don't
Fucking
fuck up his
Europeans
philosophy.
think you know everything.
Don't fuck up his philosophy,
It's your
bro.
fucking health care.
But nah, I still got Portland taking this.
Akaash?
I think I got Portland.
It's hard to go against it now,
I
right?
know, because they
Yeah.
got the momentum. They've had a whole lot of. They've had what, like a whole week off.
I think Denver got it.
You think Denver
I think,
got it?
I think that there's nobody on Portland that'll be able to handle Jokic or whatever his name
Jokic,
is.
I think.
And I think that Denver has just a really strong team. I think they got shaken by.
I think Cancer's gonna play though.
Maybe he plays,
Even if his shoulders fall
but
off,
I think
he's gonna
they
play.
got shaken by a truly not veteran team in the Spurs, but like a playoff prepared and ready team. And this is, I mean, Denver's new when you think about it.
Oh, yeah. This is.
This is their first playoff series win since the Melo era.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are guys who they might not be rookies, but they are young for the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
And it's a different energy. So the fact that they just got out, they're like, okay, we're free. Time to get back to doing what we got to do. Stop playing like pussies and get
And they
this.
still got the home court advantage, which is huge right now.
I know
especially-
especially playing in Portland.
Sometimes these series have a way of flipping. Like Portland seems so dominant in the last round, and then all of a sudden this round it
Regular.
doesn't seem like that.
Yeah.
So that could happen. I just still think it just seems like they're ready mentally.
Yeah. Look, it's a coin flip for me. I'm going with
Yeah.
Denver. But
When it's a coin flip
yeah.
for me, I take who's the best player on the floor.
Jokic.
Lillard. Lillard's the best player on the floor.
How many Jokic's are there?
I'm not saying he's not a great player. I'm not saying that
He's just more rare.
I
Like
think
you
it's
don't
Jokic.
get that.
You're
rare.
saying it like he's a potato pasta. Jokic. I think it's just Jokic.
Nah, but it's like in the playoffs.
Isn't it better that way though? Like it
All
should
right,
be
fuck it.
Jokic, right?
Jokic. All right, I'm
Yeah.
with it.
Jokic.
I feel like in the playoffs
Jokic.
when the
These
game
stupid ass
slows down.
names, bro. These fucking people and their fucking stupid ass names. They're so
Yo.
dumb.
Yo.
Your fucking name is dumb.
Yo.
Where are they from even? Slovenia?
Yo.
Where's this guy from?
One of
Serbia.
those.
Serbia.
I don't
Yeah.
give
One
a
of
fuck.
those ears.
Give him a normal fucking. Somebody spell his last name. How do you spell it?
Jokic. He's the Joker.
Jokic.
Jokic. I knew that, but
That's Jokic. It's not Kitch.
It's Yokich.
Yeah, you have to add the H. This is America, baby.
Yokish.
This is America, baby. Do you know what I mean? You got to do, if you're going to use the
Like
letters
Pete
here.
Maravich.
Maravich. Was there a CH on that?
H on the end, baby.
Yeah, because when he came to America, he put the shit together. Look at that form.
See,
That's
if
beautiful
Pete,
form.
If Pete Maravich was Peter Maravich,
I'm not even dealing with it.
what do you mean? He'd be an all-time great.
They need to follow the Asians and come here and become Bob.
Stupid Asians.
Asians, yo, why Asians only pick white names?
Because they smart.
Yeah, I guess.
Nah, you ain't never met a
that's it.
Fong in your life, dog? Man,
No,
it's Vietnamese.
I'm saying the names that they pick when they come to America.
Yeah.
Right? It's always like Timothy or Leslie. It's never like
Christian.
Jamal.
They're Christian, right? Oh.
Remember like Jamal?
I want an Asian to come here and be like, yo, I'm Tyreek. I'm Tyreek Lee.
That's funny.
This my brother.
Funny enough,
Jawan
Jamal's what I
Wong.
was gonna say.
funny enough, Jamal and Tyree is way more American than like Peter. And,
Yeah, Peter's
John.
mad British.
That's mad British and European.
Yeah.
Like you ain't meeting no Jamal and Tyree.
Son, Asians, when you come to America, you got to pick your name. Pick a black ass name, yo,
course.
or pick a Spanish name.
throw everybody off.
Enrique.
Miguel
Enrique
Juan.
Dong Dao.
Man, you're just gonna sound Filipino.
That's right.
Watch the next generation.
Yo,
'Cause
next
now
generation
all
gotta
hip-hop
mix it up.
Asians,
Oh,
so
for sure.
now when they start having
exactly.
kids,
Like the hip hop Asians, they're gonna name all
Son,
their kids.
they're gonna name all their
fucking
kids Supreme.
like Nazir.
Supreme
Nazir
Dao.
Chong.
This is my other son, Kif Ling.
God damn.
All right.
talk-
Born in
if
like
you-
Bape hospitals and shit.
He's born at Bait Mount Sinai.
Son, that's so dope. You could just rename
God
yourself in a
damn.
different language. If you had to, no, your name is already Indian.
Yeah.
Fuck. What would I do if I went Indian? What would my name be?
Yeah. Andrew Schulz is what?
Andrew Schulz is.
Took him a second. Took him a second to get there.
Honestly, I would call my shit Tika.
Andrew Schulz is Tika?
No, my name would be Tika. Tika Schultz.
Oh, so like how
That's a girl's name, you fucking loser.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, like Tika, like
Tika
chicken
Masala.
tikka.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a girl's name.
Tika is a name?
I know a Tika, yeah. She's
I thought
I didn't
Tika
know
means
that.
chicken.
Is it like Kobe?
Tika don't mean chicken, bro.
There's
Is it like Kobe Bryant being named
we
after a
say
beef?
Tikka.
Tikka.
is a kind of spice, but there's also Tika you put on
Tikka.
your women put on their head when they get
The
married.
dot is a Tikka?
Tikka.
I think it's a jewel. It's like a jewel that goes down.
So who wears the dot? I thought married women wear the dot.
Yeah, but no, that not the like the
Is that what
red-
that's for?
Not the bindi. Like it's
Ah,
another
the
thing.
bindi
It's
is the
like a
name of the
jewel
dot.
thing, Yeah.
I would call myself Bindi.
Bindi Andrews.
Bindi.
I would
Bindi
call-
Schultz.
Bindi.
Why?
Bindi.
Why a woman's name?
Say what? Because
look at him.
bro, it's different in India. That's respectable. That is right.
Okay, I didn't
That's the
know.
Untouchables.
My bad, I didn't.
That's the name of them, right? The training class.
Oh no, I don't know what. They're
What?
called.
There's a training class in India where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
they ask you for money. You got to
A
give up that
tranny or
bread.
training?
Trainee.
Really?
A whole
Yeah.
class of trainees, and if they ask you for money,
better
you
give
gotta
that
give them
shit.
money. And Akaash didn't give them bitches money, and his flight got delayed 24 hours.
Almost crashed.
No way.
Legit. Turbulence dude had paramedics got called to fly. I almost killed the motherfucker by not giving him training some money.
No shit.
Hell yeah!
I did not know that.
That's how much respect they got.
Why
Out here in America, they
is
just
that?
beating up trainees.
Because we mad progressive over there.
It
dog.
is very progressive over there. Y'all,
We the most progressive.
I can see that.
I don't know about all that.
No, I mean like they have like. I
don't know about all of that.
Philosophically.
Philosophically,
like
Y'all
Indian
gotta
culture's
figure
very,
out
like,
consent, and then we gonna talk about who's the most progressive.
Y'all ain't figured out consent.
Yes, we did. We ain't
Hashtag
figure
me
out
too.
consent. I think we figured it out.
Dang. See, that's not a good answer.
We figured out
I
the
think we
best.
figured it out.
We're
We
the
got-
most consenty.
We got the gist
the West
of it.
is the most consenty, right?
Y'all mad consenty.
We consenty. Like y'all be
mad
thinking we
consenty.
mad pussy probably out here, right? Out there, you be ripping off bindies like, nah, you are mine.
Mad
You be like, what dot? I'm married. Who's married?
Like your man don't let you have friends. Rip the shit off. The go-to line. God damn.
I'll give you some red marks on your head.
Wow. Woo! All right.
Get hot, baby. Get hot like Indian pussy.
Like that tikka. like
that tikka, bro.
Spicy.
Real talk. That's what I would call myself.
Do you think that's spicy that when you eat it?
No, tikka's not spicy at all. I can eat spicy now. Did you know that?
No.
My whole shit changed.
What happened?
We just had like a jollof like a month ago,
and I bodied that. Y'all put all the spice, and I still was able to consume it.
Did you?
I didn't.
Like
Fam,
this is
I was
on tape.
eating it
Like we
straight
saw
out
you
of
die.
the fucking jar.
Say what?
I was eating it straight out of the jar.
Yeah.
Okay, you're brown.
Yeah.
I took all that shit
Okay.
home too.
Yeah,
That shit was.
straight.
Whew.
I'm Caucasian. I'm white. I'm from Scotland. Now I can use Tabasco sauce.
That's
It's not
even-
spicy.
I can use Cholula. I can use.
Depends
That's
on
not
the
even that hot
yellow.
for me. I like that with it. I could use any green one. If it's green, I could
mild.
do it. Green is mild?
Yeah.
Word.
There we go.
Oh,
Let's
here we
see
go.
if we remember.
But look at me. I bodied that. That's light. Look at me.
You did not
See, I bodied that.
That.
All right, maybe I'm not great
Yeah,
at
no,
it.
I don't think body's the good word for it. There it
I'm
is.
not great at it, but
What did you guys put in it? Is that just the regular one?
That's just regular. Yeah.
There's no way that was just regular.
man, I forgot about this.
Yeah, no.
Damn, Al.
Thank you for having that ready to go.
Damn, yo.
That had to be Alex, not Eddie,
I was about
right?
to say, yeah, I don't want to take forever.
Ain't no way, Eddie.
Damn, Al.
Eddie be pulling up Brilliant Idiots clips.
Yo, son. Yo, we had a we were in Austin this weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, we had a fucking incredible time. man.
Austin's one of my favorite cities.
Yo, I used to hate on Austin.
I be hating on it.
Honestly, I got it this weekend.
You kept Austin weird?
Yo, we did goat yoga.
Okay.
Yo, Alex said the funniest shit, bro. We did goat yoga, right? And he goes, wait, what? And I go, yeah, goat yoga. He goes, like with the animal? Right? I go, yeah. And he goes, wow. He goes, man, y'all just jump past Indians. I go, what you talking about? He goes, I don't even think Indians use the goats yet.
Yo, you got Mount Arch in your back.
Son, I'm not even throwing it back that hard, to be
Bro.
honest with you. I could throw it back more. I could throw it back more. That's light. That's light for me. That's light for me. I could really arch it.
Are you
fam.
wearing yoga pants?
Now I'm wearing a Coogee sweatsuit. but they literally, you do yoga with the goats. Alex could not believe the caucasity of this event.
It's
bro.
crazy. It's
It was
crazy.
unbelievable.
So the goats just staying there? They
That
don't.
goat looked delicious. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yo, you want to know what we did immediately after goat yoga?
Hey, goat.
Ate some fucking goat,
got
baby.
to, yo.
Goat barbecue,
Tender
son.
meat, B.
We don't play around.
Savages.
We don't play around.
Savage.
That mother, his mom, right there. We just devoured.
Fuck. He looking kind of cute. I bet his mom ugly as fuck though.
Yeah,
Goats be getting ugly on you.
yeah, they do.
I'm still disappointed in his arch, bro.
What, mine or the goats?
Yours.
That goat got a high ass though. Look at them legs.
He getting ready
Wow.
to fuck you.
Yeah, he ready for
I was
it.
about to take it to a dark place, but I just.
Yo, Flagrant 2, bro. Let it go. Let it rip.
Dog.
I was about to say with that goat, you know, we got to bend it over.
You don't have to bend it over. It's on all fours,
Yeah, bend
man.
it over.
Yo, you just move that
stop.
tail out the way.
Oh, jeez.
And insert.
Nah, because people really do be out there fucking goats, and that's crazy.
Nah, sheep.
Oh, sheep?
Yeah, because sheep got fat asses to jiggle.
They do?
Yo, I'm from Scotland, am I not, son? Yo, this is how
I
well
thought
off.
people fuck goats. I
Son,
know they fuck sheep.
This is how well off white
I mean, I can
people
tell,
are.
like, the sheep
This is how
probably
amazing white culture is. We fuck animals, bro. Most other cultures don't even got animals to eat. we got so many animals
Nah,
around.
I'ma
We be like,
fuck
yo,
it.
I'm gonna try fucking that thing right there, son. Yo, y'all full,
Sheep's
right?
butt is awesome.
Everybody full? Everybody had a
You
nice
got
dinner?
that fatty though a little bit.
Y'all had a good dinner?
Oh,
Everybody
she
full?
thick.
All right, bet, because there's sheep over there. I'm a dick down. Yo, white people
bitch bending
have
over like I
lost
don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, go to a video of the
People
sheep
legitimately
walking.
freezing
Go
on
to
the
a video of
streets.
sheep walking.
People are freezing on the streets. Can't even get a sheep's coat.
Nah,
Sheep's
we-
wool can't get a sweater. And now I'm putting my dick in this.
And we use that hair to hold on. You got a sheep walking, we need walking from the back, shaking that tail feather.
So this is what's wrong with y'all?
Look, watch it. No. There's one. No, there's another video.
They do kind of walk
It's
like,
kinda-
with,
kinda
with
walk
the
like a
switch.
sexy
They
bitch.
sway.
Yeah,
They got
like-
the switch.
Like,
Yo,
remember
real
that stand
talk?
up with Jamie Foxx talking about like
Yeah.
Look at this.
giraffe?
Look at this. Look at that
Oh, shake that shit!
shit. How you not gonna hit
I
that?
feel you.
How you
Okay.
not gonna hit that, bro? How you not gonna hit that? Look at that fat ass, them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Something ain't looking at her. She hit the floor.
She hit the floor.
Just like you know.
She got low.
Bro, you are knocking that shit
Niggas
down,
fly
bro.
on front, yo.
Yo, no jokes. You would take that down? Yes or no? You're drunk.
Full
it's
chub.
the year 1400. You're gonna die any day,
No, I'm good.
bro. You're about to go to war with your next
'cause
door
I'm gonna think
neighbor.
I'm gonna get some on my dick.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Son, your dick is filthy anyway. You live in the forest. There's no homes for people.
She's
You're a
shaking.
Scotsman in the middle of the prairie. Okay, you don't got a real house. This fat ass sheep walking by. Dick.
Oh,
Yo,
dick on
Austin
chub,
had,
bro.
Yo, Austin had some thickums out
Some-
there.
Word.
Yo,
Thick 'em,
Donald
son.
Trump
Like thick
mean
women, not
thick.
sheep,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh, okay, I thought
Look,
it was.
he's talking about thick whites.
Oh, yeah.
Thick
Listen,
whites out there, bro. Thick whites,
Come on, Alex.
right?
I wasn't aware.
You
I
was
was
white.
not aware.
It's Texas.
Son, I never
They
been.
all built bottom heavy
Yo,
down there,
can
bro.
I tell you
Never
this thing
been.
that happened? This shit was heartbreaking, right?
Wow.
So
Damn, I
we
let
have
down
one of
the
the
butt.
clubs, right? We have one of the clubs. We have one of the
Jesus
clubs doing a
Christ.
show, right? Black dude outside hitting on this old white lady, right? Black dude
Aggressively
sees
or
Alex.
consenting?
No,
Was it
super,
consenting?
super Western
Consenting?
culture. Yeah,
Okay,
super
gotcha.
Western culture. So, black dude is hitting on this white lady. All of a sudden, Alex walks out the club, right? Black dude's grasping at straws. He's failing with this white lady, right? All of a sudden, he just reaches out to Alex and he goes, hey man, what do they say about white women that eat cornbread? Right? hey man, hey, what do they say about white women that eat cornbread? Right? And Alex looks at him in the whitest voice I've ever seen him put on and just goes, I do not know what you're talking about.
Hey, there you go, Alex.
He goes, I do not. He goes, you ain't heard what they talk about white women eating cornbread. You ain't. And then he goes, no, I can't recall any conversation I've had
do
about
not
that at all.
recall.
And then the kid goes, he goes, well, where you from? You're not from Texas? He goes, no, we're from New York. We're from the North. We're from the free North. I think he said. And then he goes, oh, okay, maybe it's a certain thing, something like that. But I realized after the fact what this was about. Alex was not going to have another black man fuck his white queens, bro. He was not going to have. He had to cock block
right.
that black
Oh,
dick, bro.
no, I would never.
You want all the White Walkers for yourself. You want all them White Walkers for yourself, Aria.
Oh, Jesus.
Bro, that shit was so. Yo, this man was heartbroken. I almost had to step in, like, nah, bro, I understand what they say about cornbread and white bitches making them thick and all that.
Like, nah, bro.
Alex
God,
looked at
he
me
was
like,
looking
where
for
would
he
you
was
learn
looking for
such a
the
thing?
ooh, bro.
So
Like,
I couldn't understand what he was saying. Then he was like, "You ain't heard about milk?" I'm like, "Milk."
milk.
Like, what are you talking?
Hot water
I was 5
cornbread.
seconds away from crossing the street. I understand y'all sometimes.
Did you tucking your purse? Or was it like,
I need to
I'm gonna
bring
go this way.
real talk. I need to bring y'all for a weekend when we go somewhere because, son, the shit that we get into. There was this one lady, right? Son, we're at the hotel bar upstairs on a balcony, right?
This is so good.
It's me, my agent TJ, and Alex. We just hanging out. All of a sudden, this white lady just walks and sits down right next to Alex, right? And she just starts having conversation, right? And she pressing hard, right? I immediately check out. Alex doesn't even know what's going on, and then she's talking to my agent about like the Grateful Dead and Fish and all that kind of shit like that, right? And she's like mumbling, but she keeps on asking questions and asking another one and asking another one. It's not really going anywhere. Asking another one, and I just get a text from Alex. She goes, "Yo, is this like improv shooting your shot?" Like he was so thoroughly confused about what's going on. And then he goes, Grateful Dead, that's white music? What is that? Like he had no clue what the fuck was happening. And then he goes, yo, I think she's a prostitute. He just had never experienced a friendly white woman. Like this is how foreign the South was to him. You know how foreign the South was to him? He didn't bring pants. All he brought was shorts.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be hot there the whole time?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was 80
nah.
something.
But
It's
to go
cold.
out at night,
Yeah, like once the sun leaves, then it's
Yeah, I wasn't prepared. So.
I go. What if we go out at night? He goes, these people wear cowboy boots.
Yo, you these people.
I
though?
got these people.
Yo, these people.
Son, it's
You ever
Texas.
seen me wearing boots, fam?
Yeah, but you live up north now. I don't know how you.
Son,
You say you used
it
to be
was
mad white.
So funny, bro.
Wait, you don't wear cowboy boots?
No, man.
You don't?
No. Actually, it's not even on some moral shit. It just never.
You never had a hat? You had a hat.
No.
I've had a
I'll
hat.
have a hat, but I don't.
I've
I
had a
never
cowboy
own
hat.
one.
You gotta have a cowboy hat somewhere.
I don't. I
What
genuinely
else
don't.
happened, Al?
That's-
Oh, we did a we took shout out to the patrons, man. Shout out to everybody that pull up. But I got like
This is very cool.
13 or 14, I forget, tickets to Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
And I took
Yeah, I saw
13
that.
or 14 of the
What time?
noon, right? yeah. So we took I think we took 13 of them to go see Avengers. All of us linked up. It was fucking dope. I mean, some people. One shorty flew. Where you going? Don't leave. You here for this? You here for this? One shorty flew in from Cali. We had other people drive from Dallas and that kind of stuff. And it was dope to just kind of link up, watch the movie together. It was just the shit to kind of unite. It was cool as everybody pulled into the like, I don't know where the ticket area was. Like, we didn't know who was on the squad or not.
Right.
So there was like a moment where you just threw the asshole up and we're like, all right, that's team, that's
that's what's
gang.
up.
You know what I mean? So we go and we out watch the movie. Now, we're not going to spoil the movie. All we're going to say is it was very emotional upon, at least 3 moments. Now, the first one, we maybe shedding a little bit of tear, but you got the 3D glasses on the cover, so you don't got to touch your face or nothing like that, right? The second one, it gets a little bit more emotional. We all know that we're crying. It ain't no like, are you crying, stupid? It's like, we all know we crying.
There's
so
at least 2 moments that like I wouldn't.
then the third moment happens. I'm not going to tell you all what happened because I want to ruin the movie, but the third moment happens where it really fucking locks in, right?
Right.
Everybody in the theater crying. All of a sudden, Alex is right. All of a sudden, I just hear this sound. This motherfucker tapped out of tears and went straight audible, son. He went,
I know exactly what that sound is. You trying to thug through the tear.
Yeah.
You trying to thug it through.
tried
And just
to
like
run out
have that one.
this when you crying and you run out of breath.
Yeah,
you're like,
you're crying. That's like
No, I
that's like sobbing.
I tried to mask it with the laugh.
No.
It was just so bad. It was like,
Here's the thing they don't tell you about the thug tear, right? The thug
That's
tear.
not a thug tear, fam.
When you're trying to thug tear,
Both y'all bitches just cried.
it was just crying,
As
son.
a guy who cries, that's like a deep cry.
What are you trying to thug to? You forget to breathe, right? So when you finally have to catch that first breath,
Stop calling it thug tears, fam. Y'all just cried.
no,
Son,
you gotta
Y'all trying
hold
to mask
it.
this
When
shit.
you hold it in, and
I
you,
ain't
your
crying.
eyes get a little watery, and then one
Son,
tear drops up the
we
thug
were
tear.
crying.
son, I was balling. I was
Son.
balling. It wouldn't stop for like a good 10 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Yo,
Shit was running.
yo,
I was like,
that-
yo, what is wrong with me?
Yo,
That's
you
what was
ain't a
cathartic.
thug
The first time I didn't cry.
Yeah.
Second time I saw
You
it on
let it out.
Saturday again. Oh, I let it all out.
Bro.
I let it all out.
I
It
have
felt
never-
good.
We saw it in this movie theater, right? Where you could order food, right?
Oh, those are dope.
And drinks, yeah.
Alamo
Alamo
Draft
Draft
House?
House. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's a great
Okay.
theater. So I was putting in an order for food at a very important part in the explanation of the storyline.
Fuck, man.
Jesus
Fuck.
Christ.
Okay? I put the order in, I hand it over,
My
and
man
they
be ordering too.
and I be ordering. I be ordering, and they finish
Complicated.
the explanation. I give the order in, and then they go, and that's how we're gonna do it. And I go, whoa. This looks like the rest could be kind of confusing if I missed that last part, right? I immediately turn to Alex and I'm trying to get the explanation
He ain't giving
of the
it to you.
thing. Alex crying, he don't even know what's going on. He's just fully tears. I put my face kind of close. I might even touch a tear cheek to cheek. It was bad. It was weird, right? I was like, I can't ask that motherfucker anymore. So I'm asking Brianna, the shorty next to us, right? I'm asking the lady, the waitress comes over. She goes,
Oh,
wait,
shit.
waitress comes over. She goes, shh, you can't talk anymore, right? I go, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years I've been building up. I'm finding out what fuck happened so I'm not confused. The rest of it. It's been 10 fucking years, bitch. You're out of your goddamn mind if I'm gonna be confused. I don't know how the fuck Scarlet Witch, whatever the fuck her name is, Natasha, Natalia, whatever, whoever.
Natasha.
Natasha figured out this fucking
Black
timeline.
Widow.
Black Widow.
That's her name.
Son, it wasn't gonna happen. I was gonna sit there for 3 fucking hours. I'll tell you that goddamn much.
So I ain't gonna say which one, but one of the assholes, they had to go to the bathroom.
Oh boy.
They didn't want to like disrupt everybody by going through the
And we're on the
aisle.
first aisle before you can walk.
Okay.
So we're not in the front row, but we're in the front row of a section. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah,
right?
I see.
So she thought she could limbo, right? Shorty tried to limbo and smacked her fucking head so hard, bro.
You hear? Don't.
Yeah. Son, no, it sounded like Thor's hammer. Son, and that shit, I thought Cap took that.
Son, I was dying.
Bro,
Oh my god,
bro,
I'm
it
so-
was a
I'm
great
sorry. I'm sorry,
experience.
whoever that
Don't be
was.
sorry. That shit was
Yo.
too
We gotta
fucking
do more
fun.
shit like that, yo.
Yo, that's
Like,
dope. We gotta do.
We're gonna, man. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate y'all coming out. It was cool to connect with y'all, man, and definitely everybody who came out to the show as well, man. We had an amazing fucking time in Austin, but we got to do that. We try to do that when we're in different cities. It's not usually on that scale. Usually we'll meet up with a couple of them or help us out shooting and filming, but it was cool to do it as a group and then like talk about it a little bit afterwards. And we're not going to spoil it now, but they had some hot takes afterwards that we thought were pretty funny. And
I feel like we can talk. Well, yeah, I got rusted.
haven't-
bro.
I haven't seen it.
I'll tell you this though, it was fun. It was fun walking out of the movie theater and all the people that were walking in, and just like the power you have over them. Like I was talking about that on stage a lot. Like that is power, bro. When you could ruin the last 10 years of
Look
somebody's
at them and
fucking
just
life.
like-
Just,
Cass put the whole shit on his timeline. It felt like.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
I was
you
doing-
really started
I was
that,
doing
huh?
fucking breakdowns. I was giving out MVP awards, like first team, second
Yeah, I
team
couldn't even
Avengers,
look at
like
Kaz's timeline.
all that shit, bro. Like
no, you
I
have to
went,
call it,
I went in today.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
told
people were upset
Sunday.
about that.
I don't give
You
a
didn't even
fuck.
let people hit the matinee. I
didn't
thought
give a
that was
fuck.
fucked
I
up.
said, yo, this shit's been out since Thursday, yo. If it's Sunday night, I'm like, the fucking Battle of Winterfell's tonight. If y'all haven't seen it by fucking tonight, bro, like, you
Yeah.
didn't really want to see it that bad.
That's true. Akash, you didn't really want to see it that bad.
No, I had a valid reason. I think.
No, that's true. That's true. Akash came out of the closet to his family this weekend.
Big
so-
about
weekend.
time,
Big
yo.
weekend.
I
Yeah,
get
it was
it.
big weekend.
They, to be honest, they already knew.
It be like that sometimes, yo. It really be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Dad was like, it's about time.
You don't know my dad.
It's about time. I've been waiting to murder you for many years. Let's get on with it.
You brought him in for a hug and just
Hit you with that aria. Bang, bang, bang. This will be the last thing that penetrates you.
So I gotta ask one question about Dallas
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I heard at least 10 times when I was in Austin, like, "Oh, this is the liberal area. This is the liberal. This is the non-racist area." Like everybody kept coming to me,
Austin,
the
dog.
one
I
black
hate that
person,
shit.
Yeah, of
and
course.
telling me that. So now I'm petrified
talk
about that.
Talk to Akaash about this because he's from Dallas and
Yeah.
he's from Texas, so
Dallas
he can
is
explain
city,
the rivalry
dog.
a little bit.
Austin just a little. Most people in Dallas love Austin. I don't like it because I always hear when I leave Texas, I hate Texas, but I love Austin. It's like, bruh, we get it. You're a cuck. You know what I mean? It's just Portland in the South. So they think they're not racist, but you're just Portland racist. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like super white, apologetic, blah, blah, blah. Dallas is a city. They'll make fun of you for being black. You make fun of them for being white. Cool, we're friends.
Am I gonna get called the N-word?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
call the N-word here, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
but I mean, it's like
Nobody
the
gonna do
way
no
they're
wild
talking
shit,
about it.
bro.
I'm thinking like, yo, I
They
gotta
look
watch out for the Klan and shit.
Dog, they look down on it like y'all look down on Brooklyn and Manhattan. You know what I mean? Like
So Dallas is Manhattan. Dallas is the big city of Texas.
Dallas, I think Houston's bigger, but all big cities are urban. It's urban. Like where my brother lives, urban.
Yeah. Yo, Houston, mad diverse. When we go to Houston,
Houston's
you
like
know,
the
see-
most diverse city in America.
Like
one
all,
of them,
it
yeah.
really
Like,
is.
legit.
It really is. Like all the Vietnamese moved there after the war and shit like that. They've already had a bunch of black people and white people living there. Obviously Mexicans.
yeah.
Yo,
Obviously.
Texas is dope, son.
Always
Like,
point at it, like obviously, my
son, Texas ain't a white name. Texas,
Tejas,
right?
yeah.
Like
Very
we
true.
bodied that shit. It was Mexico, and we were like, y'all live with us now.
we
Yeah.
putting that X there. Fuck that shit.
We really pulled some shit like when you want to build the Barclays Center.
Y'all
we just
live
did it with a
us, now
state.
leave and don't
Mexico's
come
so
back.
big, like, not
we can put up a
anymore,
wall. This hard, just go somewhere else because
But I guess what he was freaked out about, and I guess maybe because we got shows this weekend in Dallas. By the way, yo, come out, Addison Improv.
I'm gonna be there.
Akaash is gonna be there. It's gonna be dope. I'm super excited. Get tickets now. While they're still around. We're gonna talk about shows in a little bit, but I've always loved Texas, but also Dallas. I've always thought Dallas is this shit.
that's a great city.
Austin
great
is
comedy
different.
town.
It's
not
unique.
a great visit, to be honest. There's not like a bunch of cool shit to do, but it's just like a nice city. People are nice. People are friendly.
Customer
People
service. Tell him about customer
Bro,
service.
you don't know, Alex. You can get treated better than you get treated in New York. You know how in New York when you walk into a store, they act like
They're doing
you a favor by selling you shit.
Yeah.
Texas is everybody you see is gonna say hi. You walk by a person, hey, how you doing?
You're gonna think
How you
the black dudes are gay there just because of how friendly they are. I mean that 100%. I thought that. Hello, hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, can I get you something? You want
That's
to?
Southern hospitality.
Trying to give you
man.
tea all the time. Why are you trying to give me tea, bro? Do you want some sweet tea? Stop saying sweet. What's going on with all this shit right here? But it's true, right? It's immense.
It's just super. Everybody's friendly.
Oh, okay.
Friendliness,
All right.
it means something there. Like, you are nice to people. That's just what you do. So that's why when I come here and people are rude, I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, I get really upset because that's just culturally not how you approach things there.
Gotcha.
It's not even as friendly as it used to be, but it's still much friendlier than.
Oh yeah, no,
than
New York is
anywhere-
not a friendly place.
Anywhere else.
Not at all.
Friendlier
New
than
York is not
Cali,
friendly.
friendlier than
So
New
we
York,
broke this
friendlier-
down about New York, right? And it was New York versus England, whereas like in London, people are incredibly polite, but they're dicks. Okay, like they'll say sorry, but they mean fuck you.
Right.
They're like sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Can I get by? Sorry.
Okay,
They
yeah,
use
yeah,
it
yeah.
in that
Yeah.
kind of way. Like they'll pretend to be polite because politeness is part of the culture. New York people are dicks, but we are the most helpful motherfuckers on the planet.
by far.
Right?
By
It's like,
far. Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
do you know how to get to Times Square? Be like, man, that shit is far as fuck. All right, just go up this
Hanging
block.
left right here, baby.
Right?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
England, it'll be like, do you know how to get to Times Square? Or you know how to get to Leicester Square, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it is? They'll be like, oh, sorry, I don't know, but best of luck. Even though they know.
Yeah. Right.
Does that make sense?
I also think manners are inversely proportional to how many people you got. Like,
Fact,
if it's
100%.
mad people, I got no time for me. If I hold the door open for somebody in Texas, I will do that because maybe 2 people are walking through.
Yeah.
If I hold the door open at the subway, it's fucking Times Square subway station,
Like
I'm gonna
90
die.
people walk past
200
you.
people walking through. I don't have
Just
time.
trample you.
I'm gonna get in your way so I don't have to hold the door open for the 1,000 people behind you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But people are going to be friendly. You're not going to go through. I mean, listen, knock on wood, there are racist people everywhere. And in the South, there's probably a few more, but like, you're not going to experience no shit.
So that's the thing in New York when like someone says something racist, you're surprised by it, right? Because when they say something racist in the South, they dress the way you see racist people in the movies, right? But like someone in New York says something racist, they're dressed just like you.
Yeah.
Like they look at you, they're like, "You like the Yankees? I like the Yankees." They're like, "You like sneakers? I like sneakers." You like black people? No. Right? Where in the South, the guy's wearing a cowboy hat and boots. So you're like, oh, fuck, this is the outfit.
A dirty
This is what they
fucking
look
tank
like.
top and shit. It's like,
Right,
oh yeah,
exact-
you got the racist like authentic apparel on, like absolutely.
But don't worry about that. I'm telling you, Dallas is Texas is fucking dope.
All right, bet.
Any
We're gonna
big
have some
city
fun.
is going to be a big city for the most part. Like, if I think it's like the 4th biggest city in America, Dallas and Fort Worth together.
Yeah.
But so there's just too many people. Like, they're not going to be racist.
We're gonna have some good food. They got good Tex-Mex in Dallas, right?
It's Tex-Mex.
Yeah, they got good Tex-Mex in Dallas because we had more of the barbecue in Austin. That's kind of what Austin's known for.
Austin barbecue's better. Dallas gonna have good Tex-Mex. It's Texas Mexican food. It's Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
It's
we
gonna
going
be
in.
bomb.
All right,
It's
let's
gonna
do
be
it.
good. Anyway, come out to shows, man. We got that May 3rd, 4th, and then we got Nashville the 18th. And quick reminder: the San Francisco June 8th shows are sold out. We added another show the 9th, and then the Toronto show I believe is sold out. So we added another show that night. Hey, so that's pretty dope,
That's
man.
dope. You
That's
sold
my
the theater.
Yeah, that was my first time doing a big theater, man.
And you saw that
That's
shit out.
crazy.
You saw that
Toronto
shit.
shows love.
It
dog.
really does, man. I got the most love for fucking Toronto, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that big for
It's
drop
a fun
in,
city
man.
too, man.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
fun
it's
city.
a great
Toronto.
city.
Oh yeah.
It is weird that they keep comparing themselves to New York, though.
They are in New York.
It feels very like
That-
multiculturally.
that's-
It feels like it.
But that
Yeah.
and that
How so?
is their like their identity has always been this like version of New York and Canada. They're super multicultural, but Caribbean multicultural.
Yeah.
Like you see in New York, like New York blacks, there are American blacks, but there's also all these Jamaicans,
Yeah, I
Africans.
didn't really know what the fuck
Indians,
West
West
Indian was
Indians.
until I moved out here.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like Trinidadians, like there's all these.
They all
they're-
migrate here. They all migrate to Toronto.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when especially if you're coming from another country, you don't know a lot of cities. So it's
Yep.
like, oh, I'm going to New York.
People
Oh,
kept
no,
asking
man.
me when I was there, doesn't this remind you of New York? And I was like, no.
Nah.
Nate Akaash, funny comedian comics says, it's the answer to the question nobody's asking. Because they're all like, we're like New York, right? And you're like, nobody ever thought that. But sure, I guess.
But sure,
They're the New York
because
version
they're so
of Canada.
kind. You don't want to tell them
Yeah.
like, all right, you're not really New York.
I'll
but
say this
thanks for
though:
trying.
Fire City,
Dope city.
stunningly
Fire
beautiful women,
Fire women.
and without attitude.
yeah.
Stunningly beautiful women have that Canadian humility. Canadian girls don't.
They're all mixed with something.
There's tons of mix, but also
Yeah.
Canadian girls don't shut you down the way that girls in New York do. Like a girl in New York, has no time.
That's why we got a cat call here.
Yes. But what I mean by has no time is like it's over from the beginning,
Yeah.
yet she's not doing anything. Like she'll stop a conversation so she could be bored.
Yeah.
Right? Like you looking at the girl that just turned you down like, bitch, you are doing nothing. You looking at your phone. You scrolling.
And she still has no time for you.
But you have no time, right?
Yeah.
Girls in Canada will be like, well, I guess I'm just standing here scrolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Clank, you missed. All right, have a good night. But
Yeah.
there's a little bit of that.
They'll listen.
And you'll
Hey.
take you see the woman in Toronto, you'll take a shoot down from them though.
Oh.
Because they're just
You're good with it.
my
All on
gosh.
birth control. All been to the
all from the
gyno and
islands
shit.
or some shit.
Yeah.
Like all like Cape
kind of
Verdean women.
Real
fucking
talk.
Just
It's on. So go check
Love
that out,
Toronto.
man.
I
Dallas.
might come with you.
Yo, pull
Well,
up.
not really. I can't do that, but
Oh, why not?
I mean, I could, but you know.
What? Oh yeah.
Nah.
When can we talk about?
Nah,
it? Not yet.
not
All right.
yet.
We got a big announcement eventually
Eventually,
coming
we'll
out.
see.
Yeah, yeah. Andrew Schulz presents.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Yo, that's a joke that's gonna be simmering for a while, and when it finally hits, it's gonna slam, bro. Anyway, I'm stoked, man. Come on out.
Love that city. I still might
Akash.
go. Fuck it.
Akash, any shows? Any shows coming up for you?
Thank you to everybody who came out from Caroline's. There was some
Yes.
assholes that came out. It was dope. We had a fun
sir.
time. Shouts to Benson. Benson filmed some shit for us.
Sick.
And I'm gonna be with Andrew for sure on Friday. Maybe both shows Saturday. Might only be one. I'm trying to figure out if I can finagle because
The club thinks you there for all the shows.
okay. Well, I'm flying out there for an event, and I might have to skip the family event. I might have to skip that to go to the shows. There.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
You know what I mean? Follow your heart, bro.
We'll figure it out. Might be a lot of Ubers back and forth, but we'll figure it out. But that's it. Thank you, everybody who came out. Appreciate it. And then, I guess I announced on the Patreon, I'm going to try to go on tour in the fall.
Yes, sir.
And then we're going to try to film something at the end of the year.
Great.
Andrew Schulz presents for real this time.
Yes. Yes. We are going to do it, man. I'm excited
yeah.
about that. What about you, Kaz? Any other...
Duce Palooza, May 27th at the Brooklyn Mirage. Get your
Bang.
tickets now. It's definitely going to sell out. We're going to announce our headliner in a few days. Yeah, that's about it. Cause and Effect every week on Friday at Revolt TV. It's doing
Killing
really
it.
well. We're about to we're going back to the negotiation table, which is very good.
That's good.
Yeah, they want to make it
They want to make an official thing.
a bigger thing. So
That's great.
You know.
Congratulations on
shout
that.
out to the
See
squad.
what's happening.
Shout out to Ed and Alex and everybody.
You know what I mean?
Making that happen. So,
I'll take
yeah.
a little shout out for my equipment.
I guess, yeah. All right, that is another Andrew Schulz presentation.
I want a producer credit, guys. I don't need any money. I just
Just
I want a
hey,
little producer
there
credit.
it is.
You know what I mean? I want you guys to succeed, and if you guys can use the equipment to succeed, then by all means use it, man.
Andrew
that
is
makes
the
me
most
happy.
helpful guy I know who needs you to acknowledge that he's helpful.
That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. As
I'm
long
a
as you-
girlfriend.
As long as you
I cooked dinner. Just say you appreciate it. That's it. There it is.
cut your hair and even notice. Like,
But it's not my hair. I cut your hair. But in all seriousness, no. If there's any ideas, any projects, and everything, I try
yeah,
to.
of course, man.
I try to support in any way I
always.
possibly can. And that is what we do here, man. It is
I'm going to get back to
pretty blessed. Yeah, let's talk about some
something
stuff.
we said we were going to talk about and didn't, and we have to talk about it. James Harden, playoff James Harden.
Okay.
The anti-Kyrie.
Did you
Fuck
see that
James
they put
Harden.
out a fucking?
Thank
Fuck
you,
James
man.
Harden. I am tired of this guy who gets 10 bullshit calls a game,
Oh.
complaining about not getting 2 questionable calls.
Keep that
Same energy.
energy.
That's it. You see the way he takes a shot. He jumps up in the air. He falls at least 3 feet forward. He kicks his legs another 2 feet forward. Of course, there's going to be some contact. He's created a brilliant hack to the game, which is my release point will be at one place, but I will land at
Somewhere
another
else,
place.
yeah.
Therefore, it will always be contact if there is a contest for the shot. I mean, don't get me wrong. That is genius. I've said many times before that I believe James Harden is the most skilled offensive player in the history of the game of basketball. That being said, shut the fuck up. You're not going to get some calls sometimes, buddy. That's how the game goes. And you are the guy who gets more calls than anybody else, more bullshit calls than anybody else. And this should be an easy, it's a wash.
I get
That's
it.
my issue.
That's it.
I think the officiating was bad. I think they got fucked last year by the officials
Okay.
against Golden State.
Okay.
But you are the number one team and player maybe in the history of the game, on benefiting from bullshit
Bullshit calls.
Yeah.
So for you to suddenly be so up in arms,
I want a fair shake.
how do you think you got here? It's unfair shakes. Traveling on game winners. 4 steps, nobody calls it. Now officiating got to be consistent.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. Also, 9 for 28 is a dog shit percentage.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you put up 38 points. That is not a big time performer.
That's absolutely
I gave
right.
Dirk shit as a Dallas fan for not coming through in the playoffs in big games. James Harden, that's his MO every year. Look at his stat
Yep.
line in his biggest series.
Yep.
Always poor shooting percentages.
Yeah.
Doesn't dominate a game. If they want to win, Chris Paul's going to have to be much more assertive, just like he was last year. And when his body breaks down, just like it did last year, and it's on James Harden, they're going to fall short,
Yeah.
just like last year.
Goddamn, couldn't have said that better myself.
Kaz? Kaz, talk to
Couldn't have
us.
said any better.
Kaz,
But
talk to us.
As much as James Harden's kind of fucking this up, I kind of got to put this on the refs because they set that precedent already. They let it slide for 2 seasons. The bullshit calls,
That's a
the
fair
bullshit
point.
step
But they
into
only
the
missed
front.
2.
No,
we're
but
not
I mean,
talking
like
about.
calling it in the first place.
But
like
you're going to miss
establishing-
a certain amount of calls, right?
No, I was like
I'm not
four,
even. I'm not
4 or
even.
5.
I'm not
It was
even
like-
mad at the missed calls or whatever. I'm saying if they don't establish the precedent that these bullshit push-offs, these bullshit walks, these bullshit jumping into people and flailing, all that bullshit, like,
Yeah.
if that's not there for 2 seasons ahead, you're not bitching about this. I don't even think you're that
So-
good of a team.
so they should
if
make-
you're taking away all those points.
So what you're saying, I think a lot of people are saying is they should continue making bad calls that benefit James Harden throughout the playoffs instead of correcting what they did wrong, which was make poor calls.
No, I think what the referees did was absolutely fair and correct.
Good.
I never thought those were fouls. I thought if you're an offensive player initiating contact, that's not a foul. And that's what James Harden is a master at. He's set records for free throws because of this shit, right? And the referees and the way the game's being played, they set that precedent now. So of course it's gonna make the referees look bad now because these are the calls you've made all year for the past 2 years. And now instead of making it look like, oh, the referee's doing a bad job, just be like, no, James Harden, this shit was never a foul. We let you slide for 2 years on this bullshit.
I do think Golden State gets away with more calls and other things than every other team. I do think that.
They get away with more moving screens than I've ever seen any team
And I
get away
hate
with.
Golden State, and I want Houston to win. I'm just listening to obviously I got friends from Houston, and they're just so up in arms about this. And it's like, fam, shut the fuck up. Like, you still had a chance to win. Don't put this on the refs when you lose by 4. You 9 for 28, you
This
lost
is
by
a
4. That's
winnable
not
game.
the refs.
This is a
winnable game,
winnable
and
game.
you didn't come through. Your shooting percentage was 30%. That's not getting it done. Greats, shoot 50. 35 points on 28 shots is just not good, straight up.
Now,
All that high
what would
usage,
you
though.
say to the average Houston fan that goes, his shooting percentage would have been better if those shots that he got fouled on that they didn't call didn't count against his percentage?
Yeah, my friend said that. He said 5. There were 5 calls that should have happened.
So it would have been 9 for 23, which
Still
is
not good.
It's not good, but it's not bad. 9
not
for 23
awful.
is not awful.
Yeah. It's
not
9
awful.
for 28. Now we're in the 30%
We're in
category.
James
Yeah.
Harden
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
We're in
Playoff
He's already
James
established
Harden
that
territory.
precedent,
We're
too.
acting
Like-
listen,
Yeah.
the calls were horrible last year, Game 6 and Game 7. They also missed 40 fucking threes in
Yeah.
Game 7 at home.
Yeah.
So don't
Oh.
put this on the refs.
Was
Yeah.
it 27 straight threes or some shit?
Yeah.
that they
No,
missed in the
27, something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
Yeah.
When we have a
Ridiculous.
bad set, we have bad audiences sometimes.
That's true.
And it's at the end of the day, what do we say? At the end of the day, it's still on us. It is
Yeah.
still on us.
Yeah.
And if you want to be great in your field,
Yeah.
it is still on you.
Yeah.
You had a game-time 3 at the end. You didn't hit it. You know who was up 2 and hit a big 3 at the end of the game? Even though they played like dog shit all game? Steph.
Steph hit that.
Who I don't even think is a great playoff
You're right.
performer. But he hit that shot.
That was a big shot. That was a big fucking shot. Yeah, it's a tricky. I agree completely with what you're saying.
James Harden's great playoff moment? Somebody name me one end of the game great playoff moment from James Harden.
All right, I can't.
I think when he like untucks his jersey and you see his belly a little bit. Nobody arches their back
My
on
man
an
is
untuck.
built just like Kaz, and that's not a bad build, but you a fucking NBA
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think it's just the head that.
No, I was looking at his body. I was like, my man is built just like Kaz.
He's best case scenario
that's-
you.
his best case.
Yeah.
No, he's right now case scenario Kaz.
So
Yeah.
my only thing with Harden
Yeah.
is this
Same
whole
40 time,
this
Garen
whole
fucking
I hate the fact that they just didn't adjust. Like, if you're not getting that call, adjust. Stop flailing. Stop
So
exaggerating
infuriating.
more. Like, bro,
Right.
like, You're on the road. You're not going to get calls anyway.
What do you expect calls on the road?
Yeah, you're not going to get calls anyway, dog.
I don't wanna grant him
adjust the
bail.
game.
I don't want to grant him bail, but the refs can't wait till the playoffs to start calling shit different.
Yeah, the whole like it's a play.
I can
There's a
accept that.
playoff.
I
foul.
disagree that. I disagree with that because I think if at any point in the season you can make a correction, that should be there. And if they recognize that this guy plays a certain way and that he is cheating the game and they have a way to change the way that they officiate, they should do it.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I
have a feeling.
I think it should start at the beginning of the season.
I also have a feeling.
But then what do you wait? Then what do you wait until you continue to make bad calls?
Yeah.
See, I disagree
Because they
with
sent that president.
No, because so what happens a lot of times, right, in the playoffs is this. The game slows down for the refs too because they're seeing the same players night after night and they're seeing exactly how they play against each other. So coaches will go up to the refs and be like, hey, Draymond sets illegal screens at the block. Can you do us a favor and just watch? Or Montrezl Harrell hangs out in the paint a long time for this certain play. Can you do it, right? So just so what you do is, as a coach, is you start lobbying for the things you want. And they've primed these players. They said, listen, when James jumps up, and they go over video with them, they go, when James jumps up, he's jumping into us. At least give us the benefit of the doubt for a straight up jump to block the shot. And I think the refs have looked at the footage and rightfully agreed. And you know why they're not noticing contact now? And this is all on James? Because James flails, so they're looking at feet, not hand. When James jumps up for a shot, now refs are looking at if his position has moved toward his defender or if he's maintained the same position. And instead, they're not. And instead of looking at his follow through, where there might be a hand touching a hand, and that's on James Harden.
I will say this: I don't think they make this adjustment against any other team. I think if Houston is playing a second round series against Portland,
Right.
James Harden is getting all these calls.
I was about to say, like,
You think this is biased for the Warriors?
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't necessarily think the league is rigged or whatever. Let's just say we all know superstars get calls and they got the most superstars.
Yeah.
And that's a logical explanation. Fine. But they do get calls. And I think against any other team, James Harden still gets his calls. Because he's the biggest star on the floor.
Yeah.
Here,
Something
he's
to be
three.
said for that. There's something to be said for that. I think
I
that's,
guarantee you he's going to get all those calls game 2. He's getting all those calls game 2.
That's also possible.
Like you have to.
They
I
took a
think
lot of flack.
They came out with the whole fucking report. It's been the talking point at every fucking morning sports show this week. Like he's getting all of those calls in game 2.
I disagree.
I guarantee you.
'Cause
it's
if
gonna
they
be a
switch it,
fucking.
then they are
It's gonna be a
admitting that
fucking
they're
marching band to the fucking.
So here's the
free throw line
question:
all game.
does he still keep up the antics in game 2? I have a theory that he's not gonna. I have a theory he's gonna go, I'm not gonna fall on the ground every time I shoot because I'm not gonna get the calls. So I'm just gonna focus on trying to knock down these shots, and I think he's gonna shoot better because of it.
He's got to.
I think what happens with James Harden, and I was trying to calculate why he shoots worse in the playoffs. And I think it's because he's playing for the foul instead of playing for the knockdown shot because he doesn't want to go a possession without scoring. And it is way easier to guarantee a foul than guarantee the knockdown. Once he realizes I'm not getting those shots, all he's doing is following through and looking at that ball go into the basket, and I think it will help him. I think James has a good shooting night.
I think so.
Coming
I
up.
think honestly, between that, I think not just for the Rockets, but like specifically for James Harden and why they've matched up so well against the Warriors for so long, going to the free throw line slows the game down against Golden State. Like you're gonna get way more possessions. You're not gonna. I mean, you're gonna get way less possessions. So if you don't get that game breaking Warriors run that you always get, like you're always in the game. So even though if they weren't getting fouled, it was still a pretty close game. They're only down by like 3 or 4 with the game on the line. But if you're not getting those free throws and the Warriors are just fucking nuking you like they do to every team, and you get those 20-0 runs, 30-0 runs, like you're done. The only way to keep it a fair game is if James Harden is going to the free throw line.
How is that even considered a foul? It's not even close.
Yeah.
You think was that debatable at all? Not
Look
this
where
part.
his feet are.
Look where he
If you
takes
watch
off.
on
Shot
YouTube.
from
He's
here.
way behind the free throw line,
good
3-point
foot
line.
behind. Or
He's a
yard
good
behind.
2 feet.
2
behind
feet
it.
minimum.
Yeah.
Watch where Draymond lands. Draymond lands on the 3-point line. Harden was 2.5 feet beyond the 3-point line, and Harden and Draymond land together. That means Harden has moved closer to Draymond. Draymond has not moved closer to Harden.
Unnaturally closer.
Unnaturally closer. No foul at all. I'm sorry.
That's not a foul.
Yeah, it's
I think
not
Clay
fair.
got
It's
away
not
with
fair
one.
to the defender.
I think Clay got away with one, but this was.
You got to give him a chance to defend.
Clay got away with one early.
Yeah.
Maybe two. But that happens in a game. You go to the basket, you get fouled, you don't get a call. Yeah. We're acting like these two no calls were the only no calls the entire
Up
game.
under the feet is fucked up, though, because it, what did Kobe say? He Jalen Rose me? Where Jalen Rose guy came under Kobe's feet and then twisted his ankle.
Yeah,
that's
but-
a dirty play.
Yeah.
But this
Isn't.
induced by Harden.
This isn't.
Right. What I'm
the
saying.
Clay one.
Right. What I'm saying is, I don't even know if the Clay one is that much.
Perhaps.
Right. So it's like this is if Harden is putting his feet in front. Like notice how Harden lands.
That's not- this is not
lands
on
he lands
Draymond.
on his tippy toes. Like
Right?
he's not trying to
Look how Harden lands. Right. Harden always lands when he throws his feet. He lands light on his feet and falls to the ground because he knows he doesn't want to turn an ankle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He knows he's going for the foul and he doesn't want to turn the ankle. This is all strategy. This is choreography. He's not even trying to land.
No, it's gross. And I hate the Warriors, but to act like you got hosed off of this call
Stop it.
is crazy.
Dude, it's so bad it's making me root for the Warriors. I'm rooting for the Warriors this series.
Wow.
Oh, I've
I don't
been
think I
rooting
can
for the
bring
Warriors
myself
all
to do that,
season.
but yeah.
I need KD to get one more so he can come home.
I'll take it.
Like if they lose before they get to the finals or if they lose in the
You
finals,
want him
I
to
can
go
see
to
him
the
come back.
Wizards?
No. My home, goddammit.
Okay.
But
Anyway, I mean, look, we don't have to harp on Harden too much. It's just,
and Chris Paul needs to fucking hold it together too, dude.
yeah, what are you doing? You're
Like,
getting a
dog.
fucking tech?
What are you doing, bro? You wasted a great Eric Gordon game. I think he had like 30.
That's.
or
I
some
mean,
shit
at
like
that point, the
like-
game is over. They missed. They didn't get the ball back. There's 4 seconds left. They're down 3.
Right, but 4 seconds left. They're not. Golden State's not going to miss both free throws, but they could, and it's still a 1-possession game,
Fair enough.
right? So it's like, Chris, you gotta stick that out.
You know who's had
He's gonna have to be more aggressive.
he's had like who's had like a sneaky like good NBA career?
Who's that?
Ahmad Shumpert.
Oh yeah.
Like I just noticed he was on the Rockets yesterday. I'm like, yo, he's played with like every MVP.
Wait, not Ahmad Shumpert.
Iman Shumpert.
Oh, Iman Shumpert. Yeah,
Shumpert.
yeah.
Ahmad,
Yeah,
like
I was like,
Ahmad
Ahmad
Rashad.
Rashad, yeah.
No, like I had no idea he was on the Rockets until like yesterday.
He's 3 feet, a full yard behind the 3.
Look at this.
He's
Watch
like good
this.
3 feet behind the line, and he
Watch
lands
this.
like a
Look
good
how far
foot
he.
inside.
You can't. If let's say Draymond was not there, watch this. Land it. He's not even intending to land
No.
on his feet. If Draymond didn't go, there'd be no way he could possibly land on his feet. This should be ready
That's
for
a
it.
wide open 3. He still falls.
This should be ready for it.
Yeah.
Offensive foul. He is throwing his feet at a
I think it's
defenseless defender.
It's great.
Offensive foul. You should not be able to do that because you could potentially put your feet underneath his and then he could turn his ankle.
Yeah.
He's actually trying to land. You're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Offensive foul.
It would be lit if they called that next game.
This year, that should be a rule change.
I mean, I get it though. Like you're trying to protect the player, but like if
that's
you're purposely not trying to land on your feet,
Protect the defender too.
Yeah,
Because think about it.
absolutely.
Imagine Draymond. Look, ready?
if he lands on his ankle,
Draymond jumps up after him, right? If Draymond had any athletic ability whatsoever, he would land first. He could land it on his ankle and really bust his ankle.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Offensive foul, Harden. Foul him out of the game.
I mean, I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to bait the refs, and
Don't
for all
call-
season, that's
You know what? Play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Naked.
Not call the game the way it's supposed to be called. Play the game the way it's supposed to
Yes,
be played.
exactly.
Shoot a jumper like it's supposed to be shot.
Yes.
Don't stick your fucking feet out and land on nothing.
Stop it.
And it's especially frustrating to watch that, and then you go on the other side, you see like Kevin Durant,
Going ham.
fucking hand in the face, hand whatever, like nothing ever fucking changes.
Landing
Like,
on
that
his feet
fucking-
when he jumps.
Yeah, like it doesn't fucking matter, dog. Like he's.
Bro,
Can we talk about that again?
Can you send
What?
us a screenshot?
Like-
we got to post this on Instagram. The idea this is a natural 3-point shooting form is insane.
Get the fuck. You know what they should do? They should.
got his whole elbow
They
in his
should
back.
cue out Draymond. They should eliminate him from the image. You know how you can do that?
Yeah.
And just show his natural jumping motion without a defender there,
Yeah.
and show how absurd it is that there's no fucking way he would ever be able to land on his feet. And that's all that Houston fans need to see to realize that he's getting
They will
all
never
the
realize.
calls that he should
Let's
get.
tell you something about Houston. There's a bunch of stupid people in this.
Oh man,
I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
I was about to say. All right, so before he was about to head out,
Go.
Kevin Durant, is he the best player in the world now?
Not LeBron
Is it
James.
official?
I don't. Maybe it's just tough to give a guy best player in the world when he's playing with two other all-world players.
And to you, I say, how have those all-world players played this postseason?
Yeah, no,
Not
but
great.
they just take so much focus away from him.
Focus, yeah, but I mean, just watching his game.
Like,
just,
imagine LeBron had Kyrie still, even if Kyrie's having a bad game, Kyrie and another knockdown shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the fuck. And I want to say Kawhi because that's kind of like Clay, but not really. Just
Yeah.
another fucking all-world, historically great at shooting thing. Think of the amount of pressure that takes off.
Of course, but to you, I also say it's not that easy to play with people that good, right? Like Kevin Durant, even when he's surrounded by all these like all-world players, he's still head and shoulders above everybody. Like when the game slows down, when it's time to win, when they give KD the ball, it's like, oh yeah, nah, he's by far the best player on the court.
I don't know, man. I also know they struggle without Steph, period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, based on this past season and the season before, like when Steph is not there,
Regular
out the long
season.
stretches, I wonder how it would be in the playoffs because Steph doesn't look quite right.
He hasn't looked right, and it's a yearly thing now. Like every year, it's like, oh, is stuff good? Is stuff
he got a little
good to go?
Kyrie in
So
him.
I don't. You see, that's regular season Kyrie.
Playoff Kyrie, last
Kyrie-
year wasn't there.
Well, yeah, he was out for the regular season. He
Kyrie
got hurt in the
misses
regular
every other
season.
playoffs.
Yeah, he got hurt in the regular season. What do you mean he gets hurt?
The
He
first
missed
finals against the
Cavs
Warriors.
one? Yeah.
He should have taken that series over. The Warriors honestly weren't ready. LeBron was playing out of his fucking mind. Game one, what
He
happened?
got hurt in the finals, right?
Yeah.
But he ran through everybody else during that
ran
playoff run.
through all the way till it mattered.
Yeah,
He
got
ran
hurt.
through the East.
He got hurt.
God bless his soul. He ran through the East.
All right,
What
so
an
when-
all-world
all right, so
player.
tell me when Steph has ran through the playoffs.
No, Steph hasn't. I'm not
Exactly.
giving Steph credit.
All right.
I'm knocking Kyrie.
And that's why KD and Kyrie need to team up next year. Be like, hey,
So Kyrie
don't you
can
hate
get hurt.
carrying people in the playoffs? And they both get together and say, fuck, let's carry
And then
this in.
Kyrie's going to get hurt in March. And y'all are going to struggle through it.
God damn it. I'm sorry, man. Like it's
I don't hate Kyrie. I just think we got to acknowledge that he's injury prone.
Of
And
course.
He
But
doesn't seem to have the greatest attitude.
I also think Steph
Yes,
is a
I
little
agree.
injury prone as well.
I agree.
And I do think it's time for us to acknowledge that KD has taken.
We can acknowledge that Steph hasn't had a single finals MVP with 3 finals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. KD has taken that title from LeBron. Like, you are the best player alive right now.
He might be. It's tough to say, but I think right now you got to.
You see how that Clippers game, like, and granted it's the Clippers, but they were a team. They're a team like designed to harass guys like KD all day long. Like, you got all the irritants on your team. You got a Hall of Fame coach, a championship coach. Like, there's no superstars on that team. Like, they sent people in waves to guard KD, and it did not fucking matter. Like, ever since he said, "I'm Kevin Durant, you know who I am," he has played like that ever since. Like, not a soul
So are they
can
winning the
guard him.
championship? Because if he's playing at that level, nobody's beating him.
Yeah. They're winning the championship. They're winning the championship again. And I feel like just the way he's fucking played, Steph Curry should have fouled out in game 1. Oh, I can see that. Anyway, what's the point of these shits anyway?
I don't
These
know.
like these referee reviews like the day after the game's over. It's
I
like,
don't know.
can we go back and play it over? Can we like do you credit a fucked up call to the next game?
You know what
like,
else could have happened? You're down 103 to 100, and James Harden has a 3-pointer to tie it, and he misses. James Harden should have hit that 3 to tie the game.
God damn.
I mean, this is just absurd. What a loser.
Go for the shot.
Ugh.
Stop falling. I guess if you're a ball player and you know it's off, like I've been in that situation before where like I know it's off and I'm trying to like draw
Bro,
a
that's how
foul.
he shoots. You see this report?
What's that?
Steph Curry should have fouled out in game 1.
Why?
Because he hit, I don't know, but they're acting like him hitting one
Said
big shot
that
is.
should have been a foul when he stepped out of bounds.
Oh my
But you
god!
forced him out of
Stop
bounds.
it! Are you kidding me? It's playoff defense.
The referees got 2 no calls correct in the final seconds of the Warriors' victory over the Rockets, but the review also ruled it. So what they're saying is these calls weren't wrong.
Right. We're talking
But
about
he also
Houston
should have fouled
fans.
out. Yeah.
I'm talking about Houston fans, not the rest. But Steph fouling out on that body foul on the base on the sideline is absurd because that if James doesn't step out of bounds, which he shouldn't, he should have more awareness. But if he doesn't step out of bounds, nobody's has a problem with that. James doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Fair.
Right? Like, I don't think James would be. He fouled me with his body on that play where I just dribbled and then maintained my dribble and we did something else. It's absurd.
Can I ask one more playoff question? What happens with the Bucks in this series and then after if they lose?
I think the Bucks figure it out.
You think they win this
figure
series?
it out.
You think they win this series?
I still think Milwaukee takes it. I think it's gonna go 7. I think it's gonna be a dogfight. I think Giannis is gonna figure it out eventually. They got a lot of good shots yesterday. They just weren't hitting them.
This was what was scary yesterday. Out of nowhere, Giannis became a 3-point shooter.
And if that becomes consistent,
Oh my God. The league should
everybody
just stop.
Stop. Yeah.
If
Just
that
stop
happens,
playing.
Steph Curry, if that happens, KD will have been the best player in the world for 2 months.
for one
in
series.
his entire career. 2 months. Because as soon as it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Bro.
As a matter of fact, if Milwaukee advances because Giannis hits a 3, KD was the best player in the world for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. Dude, there was a stretch where I think he hit back-to-back threes.
Yeah.
He didn't have that little hitch in his shot. Now, granted,
It
I was
looks
watching
smooth,
it on a
yeah.
JetBlue TV, so I could not have seen it. It was a horrible little TV. But it looked smooth. Release was there. Shot it with confidence.
I'm
We're
telling
not
you, he's-
talking about end of the shot clock shots. We're
Yeah.
talking about, I want this shot. I'm going to take it. And if he can add that part to his game, there's no way to defend him. You cannot defend him on the 3-point line.
Yeah.
You cannot go. You have to stay in.
His first step is so quick and long.
It's over.
That if you have to respect that 3-pointer,
It's over.
just fuck the league.
I think Giannis has 1, maybe 2 more playoff heartbreaks in him before he climbs the mountain.
I think this will be it.
And I think this is one of the playoff heartbreaks.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think this is it. I think I still believe
fair. I'm fine
Milwaukee
with that.
figures it out. I think they take it in 7. It's gonna be a hard fought series.
It's weird that we're giving Kyrie so much credit if y'all think they're still going to lose this series.
No, I just think
This is how
I
great
just think
Giannis is, man. Look at
Giannis
this.
is. And
Look
that
at
looks
that.
good.
Confident. Pull with Alex and I were both watching on the plane, and we were both gasping.
Yeah.
It was, look at it. And again,
Because they're gonna give him that all series long.
You have to.
And then once that starts being consistent,
look at
then
that
just,
block.
Because you can't stop him 1-on-1, like going to the rim.
I mean, look at that.
They got a shit punch there, but still.
Yeah,
That could have
they
been a
gave
foul.
him real problems. I also think you got to start giving Brad Stevens credit as at least a coach through the first few rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah.
My issue with Brad Stevens is never about his X's and O's. It's all about his ability to manage talent. And I don't think that he manages talent well. I think Kyrie is managing himself. I think Kyrie is going, okay, I'm locked
That's
in.
fair.
And I think if Brad was a truly great coach, he would find a way to get Kyrie to lock in during the season as well.
I think if Brad Stevens just wore suits that fucking fit, maybe maybe the stars
He
would
does
respect him
dress
more.
like Men's Warehouse.
He dresses like you're in middle school and you got to wear a suit to a speech or some shit.
He dressed like Tom Hanks in Big after he shrunk.
Yeah.
right.
I think I'm starting to come around on Toronto.
Toronto got it. Dude.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the other
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Playoff Kawhi.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What
Playoff
the fuck?
Kawhi is making Jimmy Butler look
Yo.
sad, man.
The thing
That's Jim Butler.
That's
He ain't
Jim.
Jimmy no
Jim
more.
Butler.
Bro, it was, dude.
You see what he was doing to Ben Simmons? I saw a little highlight package. I didn't watch the game, but I saw a little.
Oh, just bitching him around. Just
Ben
snatching
Simmons could do nothing with Kyrie.
Nothing, dude.
Dog, I'll tell you this: if Golden State and Toronto make it, that matchup of KD and Kawhi,
Oh, it's gonna be
Is
beautiful.
going to be fucking. It's
gonna be so good to
Can,
watch.
can we acknowledge something very interesting? I don't think we spoke about this at all, but the Clippers actually played pretty well against Golden State. They have a young, interesting, and exciting team.
Right.
I wouldn't say young, but they have an interesting and exciting team. If you add Kawhi to that team,
Oh, buddy,
Oh yeah.
they got space for 2.
It was set, yeah, they got space for 2.
think
nice
about that.
deals,
You
yeah.
add Kawhi to that team. Think about this. How nice do you think Kawhi will feel knowing when he goes to the bench, sweet Lou Williams is going to come in.
Montrezl Harrell.
Oh.
who also is like 18 and 8 off the bench.
Oh no, Montrez will be starting next year
I don't
for
know.
sure. I think that's your bulldog. You have him start next year, but look at this lineup. You have Pat Beverly, who has a place in my fucking heart and soul now. I just love the dog in him.
Yeah.
Lou Williams, I've been a huge fan.
I'm a fan of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a rookie from
He's
Kentucky.
a rook, but he's got some show,
Yeah.
right? Gallinari, fine. I don't think he's that good, but he's
Good
a guy who
player.
can stroke.
Shamet.
can
Yeah.
can it, like you have guys that if you add a Kawhi to,
And you got Doc Rivers coaching you.
yo, I think
give
we
Doc
need to
credit.
I think we need to apologize to Doc. I said on Twitter, I was like, yo, we need to give Doc his credit because
Doc can coach his ass off, man.
I didn't know 4 to 5 starters on this team. I didn't know 4 of the 5 starters.
They just got 2 of them.
That's fair.
Like
I
in
also
February.
think, you know who's got the fucking golden touch is Jerry West. Yeah. He just got there. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, and all of a sudden
I
they're
feel like
gonna
some
get-
people just figure out like the chemistry of how a team
operates.
is supposed to work.
Yeah.
the only one
And
he
he's
couldn't
one
win
of
a
those
chip
people.
with was the Grizzlies. And
Yeah.
even them, they got good. They got
got
close.
good.
They were Grind City. Like they were a hard out every single playoffs.
Guys, this is what sucks for Toronto because even if they go far, all of a sudden the Clippers look like such an amazing situation for Kawhi. The advantage Toronto had earlier in the season was, hey, the Clippers are going to be trash. You don't want to go there and rebuild.
Right.
You don't got to rebuild.
You just plug them right in.
Plug them
that.
right in.
You got that boy Pascal, though.
Siakam.
Siakam is
Yeah.
a beast.
He's nice. Great
nasty.
player.
You got Kyle Lowry, who can at the very least get traded for a Mike Conley.
Yeah. Well, now,
Honestly,
now he
if you got
can't.
Pascal Siakam,
They tried to do that
if you got-
earlier this season when they got Gasol.
If you got
And they
Pascal
didn't.
Siakam and Gasol and Kawhi Leonard, like I'm good with
good.
Kyle Lowry not
Let
having
Kyle
to give
do
me
it.
15 points or 20 points a game. Like,
great.
bro, just run the show.
Absolutely.
Let's get these 2 big fucking monsters on my wings.
Good. They've got a good
Buckets.
team.
Yeah, they got a good team.
This matchup with Golden State, if that's what happens, will be good.
Yeah.
It will be good, and it'll be closer than everybody thinks. I
It
think.
will be
Just
way
Siakam
closer and it
Leonard,
will
bro.
be fun.
Yeah.
Dude, Siakam chasing around. First of all, Siakam chasing around
Giannis.
Giannis.
That's why.
is
That's
gonna
why I
be
said.
fun.
Yeah, that's why I said Toronto's. Probably
Let's
gonna
say
get
it's not
past them.
Giannis. Jason Tatum is a ghost, but let's say Jason Tatum wants to play up. Siakam and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of fun matchups going on here.
Yeah.
And do you really think that Al Horford is going to be able to hold down a legit 7-foot chunky center in Gasol?
No. I
don't
I
think
think
so.
Gasol going to body him.
Yeah, and Gasol got touched too, so you got to come and guard him out as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my
they'll
thing
probably
is-
put
my
Haynes
question is
out
this.
there, right? What's it? Or Baines? What's
Aaron
the guy's
Baines.
name?
Bain, yeah.
They'll probably put Baines on Gasol a little bit more. Yeah.
Give me an answer to this, right? Toronto and Golden State see each other in the finals, hypothetically. Who are the best 3 players on the court between those teams?
KD, Kawhi,
Steph.
Steph.
We got playoff stuff though. We got never won that Finals MVP stuff,
Yeah, but Steph is still a beast, man.
But
Steph
then you
turns
got-
it on whenever he wants.
bro. I love
If
know
it's
I
not
love
Steph, it's Clay.
If it's not Steph, I think it's Pascal Siakam.
No.
yo.
We got
I think
you
it's Pascal
Let's give
bugging.
Siakam,
props.
bro.
Let's
You
give props.
bugging.
Yo,
I
I
think
get
it's
it.
Pascal
I get it,
Siakam, bro.
but we are forgetting
Stop
the
it,
reason KD went to that team is
Yeah.
because Clay showed his ass in Game 6 against OKC.
Bust their
in a
ass,
way,
yeah.
we've completely forgotten one of the greatest player
Yeah.
performances I've ever seen.
Clay's always good for one of those Clay games in a series where like he just completely takes over. Will win you a
He's
game by
unconscious,
himself.
man. He's a killer.
and he goes nuts.
And he's great at D.
I
But
think
Siakam, though?
next season we're going to be talking about Kawhi's the best player in the league. Hands
Will
down.
that be in Toronto or will that be in
I don't
LA?
think it's going to matter.
Where do you
The
think
way
it will be?
he's
Where?
the
Where do
way,
you think, though? Where?
I think he's going. Like you put that idea of Clippers in my head, and I'm like, if he's smart, that's the good move.
Not
That's
only
the move.
and it breaks my heart to say it because I'm a Toronto fan, but not only is it the good move,
It's LA.
you also have Ballmer. You have a billionaire owner that literally all he did his whole career is sell.
And it's-
Right, he is the salesman of Microsoft. That's what people don't
That's
know
true.
about.
That's
He is
true.
the salesman. He sells. So you don't think when he walks up to Kawhi's uncle, his goofy ass uncle, whoever the fuck runs the show for Kawhi, you don't think that this guy who sold Microsoft tech shit can sell some uncle from Jersey on him coming to Los Angeles?
Which is where he wanted to go in the first place.
Yeah.
Yo, the Lakers are so fucking dumb.
He's gone.
We don't want to give up Brandon Ingram for the chance to just sign Kawhi outright, where he already wants to go to play with LeBron.
It's done.
It's on both sides of the court.
So it's done, dude.
It's ridiculous.
And
how
you have
good he is.
And you you're a guy like Kawhi, right? Who is a grit and grind player. And you see a guy like Patrick Beverly on this team.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me you don't want your point guard, a selfless player. Pat Beverly is selfless. I mean, he was taking big shots in that game 5 or whatever it was when he hit the 5 threes because he had to. But he is a selfless
You could count
player.
on him now to get buckets a little bit.
A little bit, but he'll never
Yeah.
overextend. He's trying to get everybody. He's selfish. He works his ass off on fucking defense. He works harder than anybody else. And Kawhi, knowing that he does that same shit, knowing that he got a point guard to lock up too, knowing that he got another guy who's just get buckets, Lou Williams, that Lou is respected by other guys in the league too.
Oh, yeah.
He's an OG.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's one of those guys that like
Came under AI.
the same. I remember playing against Lou Williams in AAU.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, yeah, he
Buckets?
was. Yeah, they compared it. He was like, he's the next Iverson.
Yep.
That's what they called him.
and he
like,
had that
was just-
ACL, I think, early in his career, which like
Was it? It
Yeah, I
might
think he
have been.
busted his knee early in his career, and that's why he took a
Might have
toll.
been. Yeah, but he was like in my high school class. So
Yeah.
I always remember like when you look up the rankings, like it's like Lou Williams and like a couple of other guys, but you always saw his name because
Right.
he was just like a regular sized kid. But the motherfucker was averaging like 45.
He was
like,
nice.
He just getting wild buckets.
What was his game
So,
in high school?
Same thing you see now. Just buckets.
Just touch.
Buckets.
Great touch.
He had
Yeah,
bounce too.
Right.
But like he was almost like if you watch like Brandon Jennings a little bit.
Yeah.
But like Lou Williams was just stone cold buckets and get to the hoop
Right.
from outside wherever you need him to get a bucket, he'll get a bucket. Same
Right.
same way he plays now.
Yeah.
He's like Jamal Crawford. Like I could see him in the league for like easily another 10 years doing the same exact thing he's doing now.
Dude,
So,
he's fucking so good.
yeah.
I'm just saying, if I want to play with the Clippers, I'm a guy. I'm an elite basketball player. Honestly,
I hate to say it because I like this Raptors team, but maybe it is everything he wanted. It is
Akaash.
everything he wanted.
oh gosh, I'm KD. I could go to the debacle of an organization of the New York Knicks,
Yes, he will.
Yep.
Let's go.
KD should 100% go to the Clippers.
or I could go
Or the
to
Knicks.
the Clippers. And wait a minute, I'm sorry. Did you say they have room for 2 players?
Yeah, they do.
They have room for 2 max players. So I'm KD. I could say, hey, Kawhi.
Yeah.
Would you like to go with me and play in Los Angeles, California for the Clippers? They already took 2 games off of the Golden State Warriors in the first round with nobodies.
Or even if it's just
And I had to
friendship
drop
shit.
50
Even if it's just
to put them out. Like,
Real talk.
I had to drop 50
He had
to put them
up a
niggas
50 ball
down.
to put them down.
That's true. And even if you just want to play with your friend, hey Kyrie, you know where it's nice and warm? You know it's easier on your brittle ass joints? Warm weather in Los Angeles, California.
You know
If
who,
I- me
you know
being
who
a
wouldn't
Knicks
mind
fan-
coming off the bench, Cass?
Who?
Patrick Beverly. You know who? Who would not mind in the least being a like 7th man, but come in and play some 2, play some 1, just go lock up on D, especially during the regular season when I don't want to play more than
Yeah.
30 minutes. You know who wouldn't mind doing it? Patrick Beverly.
See, all that makes sense on paper, but at the end of the day, they're the Clippers.
At the end of the day, you're the Knicks.
But
What are you talking about?
but you're in New
We can't
York.
say
You're
that.
still like
But
even
you're in Los
Los
Angeles,
Angeles.
fucking Hollywood
Listen.
hoes.
Nah.
Jerry
Oh,
West.
listen.
Steve Ballmer.
Listen.
How do you not do this?
for the past.
They
listen,
look at
In
the
stone.
Clippers like the Nets.
for
I
the
can
past
fuck
10,
every
12
50
years.
bitch.
For the past 10, 12 years, the Clippers have been run way better than the Knicks. By far, not even close.
Yeah.
Lob
They've also
City,
gotten much
Blake
further.
Griffin, gotten further in the playoffs, all that type of shit. Still, people look at them like the little brother in LA.
Because they haven't won the chip. But if
Nah,
you get
they're
Kawhi and
always
But the
gonna
Lakers
be the
haven't done
Nets.
shit.
They're always
So
going to be
here's
the Brooklyn
Here's the thing. You know who doesn't care about being a little brother? Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a White Walker.
Yeah.
Okay? Kawhi Leonard cares about nothing.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is get on that throne. That's the only thing that he cares about. He doesn't give a fuck about being a little brother or not. He's been a little brother in San Antonio the whole time. KD, I really don't think KD gives a fuck about anything but winning and having his squad. And you know who would give him the squad? Kawhi.
Well, to
I
that
don't
though,
know.
why wouldn't he stay in Golden State at this?
That's my thing. I think if he gave a fuck about winning,
No,
He
no,
wants
I
to be
think
the man.
I think KD wants to be the man, and I'm thinking
You're saying
I'm saying
Kawhi
Kawhi
doesn't.
would
Okay.
give him. Yeah, so I don't know how that
So
came
if
out.
Kawhi goes to the West, I think that's more incentive for KD to come East.
oh, very true.
Yeah, but
If
what
you're
if
trying to get straight to the finals, like
Yeah, but
only
what
thing
if-
you have to worry about is the
But
Bucks.
if they sign Kawhi, they still have space for KD. So
two
KD's like, I
guys.
could go east and avoid him,
Yeah,
or I could go
nah.
play on his team.
That doesn't
I'm
happen.
going to play
That doesn't
with
happen.
Kawhi.
There's no way you have
I'm going
Kawhi
to
and
play with
KD.
Kawhi.
If that shit happens, woo.
These are all bad. These are
I
all,
would love it as a guy who's just
I'm telling
tired
you,
of the Lakers' arrogance. I'm tired of Laker fans. And the Clippers, it's nice to see a little brother get a win. I'm a little brother. It's nice to see a little brother get a win.
who doesn't root for the
Yeah,
underdog?
but like nobody. Here's the
the
thing.
Knicks
like,
are getting Chris Middleton and Kemba Walker. That's who we're getting. I said it in the beginning of this fucking
I don't think Chris
season.
Middleton leaves. That's the sad part.
We might just get Kemba
We
Walker
might just get Kemba.
and Tobias Harris. That's who we're end up getting. It's
No,
going to
if
be
we just
dog
get
shit.
Kemba and like save money, I'm happy.
Nah, I'm not happy with that.
Let's
I'm
hope
not
you don't have
happy
to make
either,
another
But
presentation.
I'd much rather them not like swing and miss on like a B level max
Oh,
guy
yeah. Okay.
than be like, all right, well,
I told you this. That Simmons said this on his podcast. I saw a tweet. He had it on good authority that Dwayne Wade and LeBron were ready to go to New York, like team up, go there. But they fumbled the presentation so fucking badly that Riley was able to swoop in and be like, "Yo, come back to
Yeah,
Miami."
that's what I heard too. Yeah.
And then they were like, "All right, well, yeah, this is much."
And this
better.
is why Knicks fans have such PTSD, because like everybody's hearing like, oh yeah, KD's a done deal. Yeah, like, oh, it's just a matter of signing the paper. I'm like, yeah, we heard the same shit about Braun and Wade like 8 years ago. Pardon me if I'm a little fucking pessimistic about this shit.
I'm very pessimistic.
Oh,
I don't
no.
believe in it. But unless there's anything else, guys, we got to start wrapping it
We
up.
want to cover the
Shout out to the
say anything about
Giants.
the draft?
Oh yeah. Let's do a draft real quick, and then we gotta wrap this.
I just wanted to point out one thing that was kind of cool. So Kyler Murray goes number 1 to the Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
Arizona
Trades.
trades Josh Rosen. First of all, I think it's a great trade for Miami.
Absolutely.
Second round draft.
You
pick.
believe in Rosen?
I think
believe
Rosen's
in
good.
Rosen. I don't
think-
know about his attitude. I'm a little iffy, but talent-wise, if you said that would be a second-round pick, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the guy on the ticket I respect who like fucking knows football and like watches tape and all that said he had Kyler Murray at the same level as Rosen.
Yeah, coming out the draft, everybody was like Rosen's the guy until like a couple,
All of a sudden he fell.
Yeah, like he had like a bad like combine or
But
something.
this
like
guy
that,
Kingsbury, he wants Murray for his offense. He's known Murray since Murray was in high school, and he was at Texas Tech trying to recruit him then. Like he wanted Kyler Murray. Here's a storyline that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Kyler Murray, black quarterback, goes number 1, replaces a white quarterback. White quarterback is looked at as dog shit, gets dumped for nothing. Not once does a racial story get brought up, and I just thought that was so nice.
Ah,
That was nice for once.
Not even the like overly enthusiastic. Look how far we've come. Like when Tony
Or
Dungy.
Josh Rosen was just that whack where they're like,
fine.
we'll take anybody.
Fine.
We even let the Negro boy. Let the Negro boy play quarterback.
But you didn't even hear the story of the black quarterback number
Right.
1. Like there was no, and I just thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like I remember when the Colts played the Bears in the Super Bowl, it was Tony Dungy and whoever the black coach was for the Bears, Lovie Smith.
Lovie Smith,
Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
many fucking stories. Oh, 2 black coaches in the Super Bowl. Got so annoying. No stories about this, and I just thought that was real progress. That this just happened. The black
Right.
quarterback went number 1, which was a huge deal before Cam Newton.
Right.
There was only
And the bigger deal was his height.
Yeah.
The bigger stat I heard
Right.
was this is the first time a quarterback at this height has been taken. And then he dumped the white quarterback, and nobody in Arizona was like, no, keep the white guy. They were just like, yo, the black guy, I think he's going to be better. Get rid
Yeah,
of the white
they
know
did
guy.
an episode of Cause and
Why?
Effect like
because he's Jewish.
last Josh Rosen. Why that sound like a
That's what it was, bro.
That was my Jewish accent. That was terrible. What was that?
They got the Jewish quarterback out of there, bro.
Yeah, there was only like 19 black quarterbacks drafted in the first round, like ever
Ever?
before this year.
But
So
now
it's like,
this is a sign that, like,
Yeah.
the first 2 quarterbacks taken
Yeah.
were black.
yeah, it's Russell Wilson.
Haskins fell to 15. No. Murray
Oh,
number
and
1.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne
You're right,
Haskins.
right,
And
yeah.
nobody talked about race at all. And I just thought
Right.
that was such a nice sign of progress.
the Russell Wilson effect, man. Nobody wants to be that guy that missed out on their next
On the
Russell
thing.
Wilson. Yeah.
Did you ever see that story about why there have been so many prolific Jewish quarterbacks?
No.
Yeah, it was because you get a quarterback.
I know where you're going. I thought I was going to go to a much darker place. I thought I was going to go to a much darker place. I'm relieved.
racial humor for you guys.
Oh, it was sitting right in front of me.
us that we're on
It was sitting
Flagrant
right in front of me.
Tuesday. If anybody gets upset, I'm Jewish.
Schulte. God damn.
Oh, man.
Poor Giants.
The Cardinals, I think, had a really good draft. The Giants, had a horrible draft, apparently.
Can you guys break down the Giants and how awful this kid is from Duke?
I don't know that he's awful. A lot of people said they had him as like a third-round talent, but I don't know. Well, he looks fucking downy a little bit.
Oh,
I mean, looking a little
My
downy.
thing is like this: if you're going top 10 as a quarterback,
yeah,
I better have heard about you before this week.
right.
Like, that's my only shit. I'm like, there's no way a guy who played in ACC, played for Duke, is worth a top 10 pick.
And on top of the lopsided trade for Odell Beckham, people are just looking at this like, nah.
What is the upside in this? What did Gettleman say?
Gettleman liked him, and he said if we waited till like our next first-round pick or whatever, we tried to trade back, we know for a fact 2 teams before 17 were going to take Daniel Jones.
And most
we
teams
didn't want to
are like,
lose our guy. If it's a quarterback and you believe that's your quarterback, people say take him wherever. Doesn't fucking matter. But most people who follow the draft are like,
So
he's not.
my follow-up question is, what made him their guy? Because you see all this criticism.
I don't know.
Does he have like typical quarterback size? Does he have big
Oh,
hand?
yeah,
Like,
he's like 6'5", prototypical size. Also, a lot of people are like, look, he played on Duke, he had no talent around him.
Got you.
Kyler Murray had one of the great offensive lines in college football.
Got you.
He had weapons out the ass. He had a great coach. Daniel Jones is playing at Duke.
Okay, got you. So you have prototypical quarterback size. He wasn't prolific, but they feel like given some pieces, he could actually do well.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't a franchise quarterback, but it's someone who can manage the game and be effective.
Well, he has all the tools. So the tools to be good. He has
Like,
apparently a decent arm. And I haven't read a ton about him. I didn't hear his name until, like Cass said, the week of the draft.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
never heard
nearly
about him.
as invested as I was because the Cowboys didn't have a first-round pick.
Right.
But I didn't hear anything about Daniel Jones until I heard a rumor, a tweet that was like, one team has Daniel Jones in their top 10, and you all know who it is, or as their QB1, which
did
is their
see
top
that
rating,
tweet.
and you all know who
Yeah,
he was,
yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody's like, Giants!
Now, did he have a good combine? Was there
I don't
anything that
even
was
know.
special?
I didn't hear any combine shit
didn't
about
hear
him.
shit about him until
and
he
this
got
is not a
drafted.
guy, because the combine is like athletic ability, not really throwing.
Right.
So I don't know he wouldn't have run a fast 40. He wouldn't have had a good broad jump. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how's he going to shine at the combine?
Look at the tape. Had to be the tape, I guess.
Ed, can you take notes on how Alex handles YouTube and just
No,
how
this
on
is
top of
him.
he is?
This
This
is
is
him.
you?
Yeah.
Motherfucking Ed.
Well, I'll
Look
be
at
there.
that.
God damn.
Look at
I'll
that.
be damn.
Ed Martinez coming through.
We probably got a great Wonderlick score.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that's like the test they give him. I didn't hear about
Yeah.
that. So I don't know.
fucking
But if
idea.
he could be good, I just don't. Most people don't believe so.
My thing is he better than Sam Darnold?
No.
Is he better than
I
Lamar
don't-
Jackson?
not what it would
Is he
seem.
better than any first round quarterback that they could have got last year? I mean, granted, you wouldn't have got Saquon Barkley.
No, get Saquon. I think that
But-
was the right move. I think you've got like a franchise player.
I think,
in
though, a
Saquon.
franchise quarterback is worth so much more than a franchise running back.
I'm
Cowboys
wondering.
got arguably best running back in the league. People make that argument.
Yeah.
Damn, look at his
Big
fucking
deal. Not
attributes.
big deal, but like I would rather have a
Like, these
great
are so
quarterback any day.
That's
He
fair.
had good grades, and he was the team captain. I hope you're the fucking team captain if you're the quarterback. Like, what the
That's a
fuck?
good
Is
point.
that it?
Dwayne Haskins, also academic All-American, also broke a lot of passing records at
Yeah.
OSU. People aren't super high on him, and I don't know why. I think Washington had a good first round. They got two people who just fell, and it seems like for no real reason.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is Daniel Jones. Okay.
I mean, you see he's tall.
Bad throw.
That
Bad
didn't
throw.
look impressive.
Yeah, none of this stuff. Okay, let's see.
His
Let's see.
form
Does
looks
he
odd
slow
to
down?
me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Slowed up
All
a
right,
little
no,
bit, but that
Looks like he's
wasn't
throwing
Wasn't bad.
side on.
Broad jump. That's a solid broad
bad.
jump.
9.25 feet.
Solid
Not
broad
bad
jump.
for 6'5".
White.
Yeah.
White boy.
Oh.
Okay, got up. What was that 32?
Yeah, I don't see any highlights of him running, though. So what's the big deal about being athletic?
He got a little arm on him.
Okay.
That's a good
He
thing.
got a little arm
All
on
right.
him. I ain't going for it. Yeah.
All right.
It'd be nice to have a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. to throw to. But, might have been.
Well, guys, that has been another episode of Flagrant 2. Excuse me, Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you keep it tight. Come out and check out the shows. Obviously, everything we got on all of our websites. Spread the word. Spread the flagrancy. We will see you soon in a city that you are already in. Hopefully, you guys will see us as well. Continue these conversations. Holler at us. We love to hear from y'all and keep helping each other, man. It's really beautiful to see that happen every time when we meet the assholes and we hear how you guys connected and the things you're doing for each other. So keep that kind of giving spirit alive. Love the way that we're changing the game. And we will see you next week. Oh, real quick before we go, I did this fucking show that was so cool that I have to shout out. A guy named Jeremiah Watkins has a show that he usually does in L.A. at the Comedy Store, but he did it in Moon Tower, and it was called Stand Up on the Spot, and the audience just yells out suggestions, and you got to create a stand-up bit on the spot about it, and it was such a cool, fun show. I did it at Moon Tower, so if you're in L.A., definitely go check that out. We posted a video of it on the YouTube channel, so it was just a freestyled set. I think that's what we put it under. But if you're in LA, definitely go check that out, man. It is just so raw. It's comedy in its rawest form, and I really think that y'all will appreciate it. And yeah, so shout out to Jeremiah, man, for doing that. Anyway, man, keep it tight. Peace.